So, what are we on? Are we? Yeah, we're on. Alrighty, good evening, and welcome back to Monday Night Stewart 34s. This is edition number 3, I believe, Bradley?
Number 3 it is, yeah. Race 7 starting tonight, Chris.
And we've got a nice nor'westerly, around about sort of 12 to maybe gusts of 13 knots at times, but some big holes out here as well. It's really shifty, so it should be really, really good, exciting racing.
It's going to be a pretty fun night tonight, Chris. Looks like Playboy are leading the series at the moment. Of the Stewart 34s Owners Series of the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron.
That's what we're here watching.
Yeah, that was a surprise for you all. No, Playboy are leading the series tonight.
And we might get T-boned by them right now.
Talking of the Devils. Forwards, backwards.
No, you go.
Guy
okay, Wilkinson. You want us to go? All right.
Put it where he wants. There's a party on Playboy tonight, that's for sure.
Hey! Almost got a glimpse of old Tommy there. Oh, there might have been a sea snake that was about to jump out there. So, anyway, so yeah, introducing the team. I'm Chris, obviously. This is Brad, and then we've got Sue Ellen behind the camera, and Finn Drummond, who is driving us today. So hopefully he can keep us dry, and well, it'd be nice if it doesn't rain either.
It's not looking too good at the moment though, Chris. I've started to get a couple of specks of water on my knees. I forgot my waterproof pants tonight, so slight regrets there. But
rain is definitely not what I signed up for.
No, for sure. But no, look, it looks like it's going to be a fun one. The orange flag has gone up on the committee boat, so it looks like we're going to be getting things underway pretty quickly here.
Fun fact about the Stewart 34s, Brad. All the names start with P.
I didn't notice. Not going to lie.
Yeah?
I noticed.
Why is it?
That's a good... No, you tell me.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping you would know.
No,
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, look, as Chris said, it's the last race of the night. Points are still reasonably close in the series, going into race 7. Look, Playboy out ahead on 11 points. Prince Howell close behind by 3 on 14. And Psyche close behind them on 3rd with 17 points. So look, it's still reasonably close. It's still anybody's to end the year with, and it's going to be pretty exciting to watch.
I think there could be some high scores out there tonight. You know, Brad. You know, there are a couple of boats in the fleet that are reasonably quick, and you know, to get off the start line pretty consistently. But it's just so shifty out here today. There's some big holes behind us, so you want to try and avoid them.
It could be anybody's night, really, couldn't it? I think, you know, look, Passion are sitting in 4th place. I reckon they're going to be coming out guns blazing tonight, trying to get some points on the scoreboard before the end of the year.
And it's an outgoing tide, so that'll be... We're above the bridge today as well, which is a little bit different, I guess. The Stewart 34 is normally below the bridge and out by a squadron, but yeah, today we're above the bridge, and yeah, outgoing tide, so they'll be going into the tide when they're going upwind. We'll make the downwinds pretty fast, and you'd expect to see a little bit of carnage at the bottom marks. You know, those gates are going to come up quickly, and if you don't get those big Hyundai chutes away, well, I'm guessing there'll be some carnage.
And little fact for you here, Chris, is that the Hyundai chutes are actually at least 17 years old. So so there's a good little one for you. They are lasting forever, and they get used pretty bloody well.
Was that fact for me? Because you told me that before. Or was it for the viewers?
The fact for the viewers is that the Hyundai chutes are 17 years old. That's mad, eh? That is madness.
Talk about marketing 101. That's genius.
Our boats are in getting any sorted, I think.
Oh yeah. So yeah, our boat's been out of action this week, getting its anti-fouling done, so we can use it a bit more. So thanks for the squadron for loaning their this fine vessel. We'll look after it for you tonight, and we'll try not to get too wet with it.
I don't know if, I mean, the boat's probably designed to be getting wet, so I don't think that's an issue. It's more us.
Yeah.
Keep us dry. That's where we need Finn to look after us. You got that, Finn?
Dry.
Yeah.
We're in good hands though, Chris.
Are we?
I think so. I hope so. We must be pretty close to start time here.
He's clocked up some hours behind the helm, hasn't he, old Finn?
He has. He's always out here, that's for sure. I mean, last week I was surprised not to have him with us, but you know, he was substituted out by good man Fluff, who did a great job as well, by the way. But no, it's good to have Finn back on the helm. And no, look, it's going to be a fun one, I think. And Sue Ellen, oh yeah, there's another one for you. Sue Ellen is not behind the microphone, if none of you had realised. I mean, you probably had realised, because Sue Ellen doesn't have as deep a voice as the two of us. But you know, just in case you didn't know, there's one for you for free. Here we go.
Oh, we're on!
Did you guys, anyone get the 5 minutes?
Nope.
We're
so that
on.
was the 5-minute
We're into
horn
the 5.
for the start of race 7 of the Stewart 34's Owners Series, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. Stewart 34 Championship Series, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. So look, the 4 minute will be closely coming up. You got the boats starting to rack up on the right hand side of the line here. As Chris said, outgoing tide as well, so the tide's pushing them back behind the line. No, look, it's going to be a good one here. Playboy are pretty high up in the box there. Psyche hanging out down low.
I reckon the start line's pretty small tonight as well, Brad. I don't know about you, but there could be a bit of action here at the committee boat. Small line, looks like. Well, what way would you go?
See, that's a tough one, isn't it? It's you know, as we pointed out earlier, there's a few holes up the course that you definitely don't want to be sailing into. I mean, currently the left-hand side has got better breeze than the right, and but you know, look, as we've seen, we've been out here a few minutes now, and it's definitely changing quite a lot while we've been here. So I think it's definitely going to be a head out the boat kind of night, and play the shifts where you can.
Yeah, and we know just how difficult these boats are to tack. They've got the big overlapping genoas that really do slap against the shrouds and the mast when they're trying to tack. So you don't want to be doing too many of those manoeuvres up the course, but like we said, there are some big holes, so maybe a few more tacks tonight than you'd usually expect.
It looks like it's going to be a pretty good test on the boat handling, no matter what. Anyway, with the short downwinds with the tide, could be some good bit of carnage on the bottom mark tonight. And also there could be a bit of a special of Nick Eggnott Johnson with the not laying the top mark.
Oh yeah.
So I reckon we'd be prepared to see the guys on Psyche doing some swimming to get the anchor chains off their rudders.
I did enjoy that evening, seeing. I mean, you know, Nick's obviously a very accomplished sailor, and he's done it before, but that just goes to show how tricky the conditions can be. You know, when you've got. I think he was leading that race as well, where he was very close to, and yeah, he just got caught out by a starboard tacker short of the ley line, and yeah, it was with the tide, it was really tricky, and he got swept down and he onto the top mark. It wasn't a good move, I'd say, but no doubt he won't let that get him down. He'll be back.
Game over from there. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't been back since, so maybe he has let that get him down.
It's one of those ones that, you know, we are lucky with the Live Sail Die production team out here just getting the footage, because you know you wouldn't read about those moments too often, you know.
You know, look, currently world match racing, ranked number 2 in the world, and you know, goes out on his Monday night sprint racing and can't even get himself around the Windward Mark is not a good look at the moment, is it?
Weren't you on the boat?
Yeah,
right.
I was on the boat, and I think the worst thing of Nick was that he actually made the owner, Paul Groom, do the swim as well.
Really?
And you know, look, I'm a little bit disappointed in there. You know, he's young, he's fit, he's even bloody tall, so he could probably reach it with his arms anyway. And poor old Paul Groom stripped down to his boxes and jumped in and sorted it out. So I think, you know, that as far as owners go, he's a pretty special one, and he's willing to take one for the team wherever he can.
Absolutely.
Look, we're getting pretty close to the start here. The race committee are getting ready to take the preparatory signal down.
I've got 1 minute 30 here.
Oh, you're all over it.
Yeah, 1:25.
And look, the boats are starting to rack up pretty good here. Psyche just sitting behind Playboy, having a little tussle.
Got to make sure you're holding on, because we're about to get going.
That's good knowledge. Thank you.
Just being told that we've got to fasten our seatbelts here because we're going to be off to the races shortly.
It's about to go down.
Coming up to 1 minute to go here, you'll hear the siren go, the horn go in the background in the next 3 seconds here.
And what are we thinking here? You know, look, Prince Howard separated themselves from the Playboy. Playboy and Psyche sat right next to each other, and Passion as well. So there's 3 of the top 4 boats all next to each other,
now,
already tussling.
You watch this, Brad. Prince Hal is going to be barging in at the committee boat. And I don't know, it looks to me like there's a big rack of boats on that starboard ley line, so it could be tricky for them to try and slot in here. They might get shut out. In fact, I'm going to call it. They're going to get shut out.
He's calling it early.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to duck behind Psyche, and I don't think it's going to be a great start for them.
I think, yeah, it's close. Look, Psyche's starting to shut the door on them already. If they can get round the front of them, they're doing well, but I think they've had one. Playboy hooked on the on Pahi in front of them.
Prince Hal is going to be shut out at the committee vote here.
Pahi going to be over. This is carnage straight off the bat.
Oh, there we go.
Psyche trying to shut the door on him. I'm not going to lie, mate. That is a foul and a half. Look at that. Prince Hal.
Prince Hal's going to be over here.
Get out of there. That was shocking.
Oh,
there we go.
They've got to be at least a boat length over.
Prince Hal over there.
There we go. Individual recall. They're going to come straight at us here, Finn.
You've got Pahi, which I'd actually say we're over too. So we'll see what they say. Prince Hal going behind. Psyche actually got a pretty nice start out of that in the end. They did a pretty good job of pushing them over. Psyche, nice, hooked up on the right. Nice gap to leeward. They've already spat the Princess out the back.
And they're still yet to clear the line here, Brad.
Madness.
I tell you what, they've got a bit on.
Look,
we said there'll be some high scores at the top of the fleet.
And this is it, early on. Prince Hal, look, get the jib on, guys. Let's get going. Well, there we go, straight off the bat. The shocker from the second place in the series. Pahi over as well. Playboy did a lovely job of pushing them over. Look, Psyche right now are in a brilliant spot, I think, Chris.
Well, they just nailed it, didn't they? Tom Saunders there, he's nice and aggressive, obviously a laser sailor, but you wouldn't think that looking at how he's set up on the line. He got the big Stewart 34 up and going, and yeah, absolutely nailed the lay line.
Absolutely outstanding.
Play of the day so far, I'd say that is.
I'd probably agree with you there, mate. And look, down to lower them, you got Passion and Playboy right next to each other too. Playboy doing a lovely job of just slowly pinching the Passion out of their lane. Now look, at the moment Passion are having to tack and duck Psyche pretty soon. I mean, right now the breeze is back in and this left-hand side is looking wonderful.
Absolutely.
Looking over, Princess I think have already pulled their Hail Mary for the night as well and gone for the hard right, which I don't know, mate, but I don't think that's going to work too well for them.
Interesting thing here is, Brad, is Psyche's just going to hold these guys all the way out to the lay line, I think. You've got Playboy who's squeezing out Passion, so they're going to have to attack. Yep. I don't think they'll duck Psyche, I think they'll just cross clear behind. But the series leader Playboy is going to have a tough old time trying to get around the front of Psyche, so
most certainly.
Expect to see a duck. James Turner on the handle down there, grinding in that jib.
Absolute machine. Look at them go. So Passion there. Passion going to take Psyche's turn. Psyche going for a slightly early attack there.
And he's going for the big lee bow as well.
Either. I'm not going to lie. That was I've definitely seen better tacks out of them.
Big old lee bow attack. So that's Tom Saunders there just giving one to his old mate James Turner down on the. He's looking straight at him here.
Now look, it looks like Psyche did a good enough job. Look, Passion starting to fall into them. Wouldn't be surprised to see Passion having to stick another tack in pretty soon here. They're definitely not going to live there the whole way up to the windward mark, that's for sure.
And you've got Thomas Rudder on the bow there and Matthew Jones. I tell you what, there's a good old lineup of crew on the Passion.
Mate, I think it's safe to say there's a good old lineup of crew on the racecourse tonight. You got some pretty good legends on board on the Psyche. You got Tim Snedden on the main. It's Olivia on the trim there. Saw she was there last week, did a great job on the trim, so good to see her back this week. Paul's son Stan doing another job on the bow. Missing their current bowman of Tom Maven tonight, but let's hope that doesn't hold them back and hope that they can get some good scores on the card tonight. Now
let's talk about the racetrack, because we said there were some big holes, and as they get closer to the top marks, which are still quite far away, I think the race committee might have slightly underestimated the current maybe and the amount of wind, because these guys are probably only halfway up this beat, but there's still a long way to go to the top, so
still a lot to play for. I don't know about you, but Playboy are looking pretty solid at the moment. I think
the pressure's better up here, yeah, I agree.
Most certainly. They're in a lovely little lane here.
But we have seen some big righties since the boats got out here, so it will be interesting to see how the two boats converge at the top.
There's still all to play for. It is pretty light in the corner where the windward mark is, so whether or not Playboy can get in there pretty nicely there, we'll see. But at the moment, I'd say they're looking pretty sharp on the fleet. There we go. Look, we've got probably the youngest member of the fleet out tonight on Playboy, Tom Pilkington. He's been going regular this season. Good to see him out here
as well. He knows.
He knows. He's on camera.
He's got an eye for it.
He's famous now, eh? No, look, they're looking sharp as usual. I can see why they're leading the series at the moment, mate. They're always looking locked in. Here we go. They're setting up to do another tack here by the looks of things. Getting back out to that left-hand side.
I'm not surprised. This is a big play.
Ooh.
He got indecision.
Ooh.
Dear. He went for it.
I think there's a lack of commitment there from Mr. Pilkington, isn't there?
Well, I think he got a big lefty as he was about to tack, and then I think maybe he might have seen just where the top mark is and realised he's probably already only a couple of lengths underlay, so it's probably not worth the 2 tacks. But anyway, as we get towards the top here, you can see just how shifty and patchy it's starting to get.
Well, like we talked about earlier, these things are pretty horrible things to tack and jibe, so the least manoeuvres you can do, the better on these things. It takes so long to get them going again, and with those big old overlapping jibs, it takes forever to get them around the stays. But look, onwards from the Playboy, we've got Passion coming up here on what looks like the port ley line already. They've just taken a bit of a righty just there, I think, yep. And it's going to be interesting to see how Psyche and these boats on the right come back.
I'll tell you what, the boat that's coming out of the right over there, I can't quite see who it is, but
that's Princess.
They were a long way back, and looks like they might even get a piece of Psyche here, so you can't count out the right-hand side of the racetrack.
As I said earlier, I think the Princess, I thought were looking pretty bad off the start, but they've just gotten a nice
up
piece
as well. He's not crossing. Here we go.
There's some action for you from the side that I didn't think was going to pay, so fair play to them. They've done pretty well out of that. Psyche have just put the tack in for a lee bow. They're liking the lee bow tacks tonight. The
pressure's king here, isn't it? Because these boats are, they're big, heavy boats, so if you can get some momentum going and a puff of breeze, you carry that momentum up the course. And as we say that, it is the boats out of the right-hand side that have got the puff now, and they're on a lift, so they're going to be coming in pretty quick to this top mark.
Look, to me it looks like Playboy are just about crossing them at the moment, but as they just winding up into a little more of a righty as we talk now.
I think we stay on this here, Brad, because Playboy is potentially going to slam dunk right on top of Psyche, who might even have to luff where the boat here. So
certainly. And I did notice as well, Psyche went for a lee bow tack there, and it looks like Princess have hooked into a lovely bit of righty and just burnt them off.
And it's just that momentum that we talked about. So here we go. The full facial from Playboy on Psyche. Psyche's really going to struggle to live there.
They are eating it right now, aren't they? Psyche are going to be struggling here, I think.
They're going to get rolled by 2 boats, so they're in gas from Playboy.
I mean, look, there doesn't look like too much current on the windward mark at the moment, though, either. So, I mean, look, Playboy pretty comfortable lay at the moment. So, look, if Psyche can hold in there and keep rolling on that line, they'll be all right. But it's not looking good for them right now. Quite a long offset tonight as well, so we probably won't be seeing much pole-on action until the windward mark. You got Playboy leading the fleet. They did a nice job in the end of holding forwards on the fleet. Here we go. There's their bowman going for the pole-on there. It's going to be interesting to see what Playboy do on this run with that last-minute decency out of that right-hand side of the track. Here we go, sneaking the brace.
It's Princess just flapping the jib there. I don't know if that's very quick.
Yeah, look, I don't think that's helping them, that's for sure. But, look, good to see Princess. They're the one boat that nailed the right-hand side when I didn't think it was going to happen. I think they're doing a cracking job at the moment to be up in second and be in between Psyche and Playboy. As many boats as Playboy can get between them, Psyche and Prince Hal, they're going to be happy. And Prince Hal at the moment are deep in the box there. They are miles back. Here we go, going for the hoist. Playboy goes for the hoist there. There we go, kite set, jib coming down. Got an angry mastman on the Princess. He ripped that thing up.
It'd probably help if they sheeted it on.
Yeah. Well, look, it looks like it's one's oversheeted, one's undersheeted.
Oh dear.
They're not helping themselves at the moment. And Psyche are pretty hot on their hoist, and they're going to be charging them down real quick here. There we go, jib's coming down on Psyche.
And you can see how light it is here for these front runners, and the boats behind Psyche here is going to get this next puff first.
Yeah, I think these front 3 boats are just about going to miss that puff, I think, and this could bring the fleet a bit closer together again.
I think Psyche's going to be the big mover on this run. I'm calling it now. I reckon they've set themselves up pretty nicely here to put a number on Princess, and Princess is already affecting the air of Playboy, so it's all going to start happening on this run. Remember, we talked about, Bradley, before the race, just these boats going downwind with the current, how quickly those bottom gates are going to come up.
It's going to sneak up on them, and one thing we took from last week is that Psyche had some good pace downwind. Psyche were the boat that were rock and rolling over everybody, so now look, it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do here, and of course I think I'm with you. I think these guys are going to pull some magic out on this first run. I mean, already, look, they're low and fast on Princess. Princess are going to have to start thinking about what they want to do with these guys. I mean, I don't think they've got a jibe across them at the moment, that's for sure. Yeah, so we're just, if you're just joining us, we're down on the in the western side of Auckland Harbour watching the Stewart 34 Owners Championship hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. I still got it wrong. And look, we're first race, or race number 7 of the series, first race of the night. Currently on the first run with Playboy leading the fleet, Princess in second, closely followed by Psyche in third, and then a big old fleet split behind them there. Look, it's looking like Psyche are getting a nice little low mode here. Princess and Passion coming down the course with that breeze we talked about earlier. Don't think it's going to be enough to catch up though.
Prince Al's done well to catch up. Remember, they were shut out at the committee, but they were going to get shut out at about a minute, and they still tried to push in there. Obviously, Psyche luffed them over the start line, but they've done well to pick up a couple, and they're on the charge on this run.
And I wouldn't knock them out of contention for being in a good place in this race still. You know, anything can happen still with this shifty breeze. As we come back here, Playboy, Princess and Psyche have gone for the jibe. Playboy led. Looks like Psyche are going for the roll over the top of Princess.
Wonder if Princess knows their top bat and hasn't popped through yet. It's obviously got some tension on it.
It definitely has got some tension on it, hasn't it? No, it looked like they were trying to pop it, but I think there was a. I think they put that one in the too hard basket for now.
Definitely, definitely looks like he went for it, and then he just thought, you know what?
Nah,
not today.
That's
overrated.
That's a problem for future then.
Overrated, eh?
Exactly.
The inverted main.
That'll pop itself when they turn to go back upwind, I think.
Interesting tactic.
Oh, for sure. They're not looking too bad on it though. I mean, right now, with take a line between them and Psyche, they're actually got a nice bit of pace and they're soaking well. Maybe this new top batten thing's a new thing, Chris.
The inverted main, massively underrated.
Yeah. It looks like Psyche have gone pretty soft up on the inside of them there. The rest of the fleet have started to jibe over. I reckon Prince Hal going to go for the rumble over the top of the prism. And Passion have left their jibe. Probably they've gone the furthest out to the left-hand side, looking up.
Oh, and there's a little duck there from Princess.
Yeah. Here you go. Playboy
jibe.
Slow on the lay. I'd say they're soaking pretty low there, and I think they are struggling to lay at the moment.
I think you have to, looking back up the course, you know what? I almost think the left turn early tack would probably be a strong play.
Yeah, I reckon you're right there. That top left now is looking soft again. So
Playboy is going to have to go right turn though. They've put all their eggs in one basket here.
Yep, I think they've actually. I reckon they've given their lead to the Princess right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got the jib up very early, so you know, Guy Pilkington, he's obviously done some miles out on this racetrack. He knows how fast this gate's going to come up. The jib's up, they're going to go pole away pretty soon, and
I think we expect to see a pretty tidy drop with that being the case here,
you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
I mean, if it's not, it'll be a little bit embarrassing for their bow team, because we're going to be sat here with the camera watching it, so fingers crossed they get it right. I mean, look, Princess aren't looking too sharp right now
early
either.
Drop here, so
here we go. He knows it's creeping up on them.
Have a look at the Psyche here, Brad. They're going pole away before they go jib up.
Pole away, then jib up.
I think Psyche's got a bit on here.
I think I'd agree with you. I think it's quite got to keep that spinnaker off the forestay to get that jib up.
Look, here comes Passion into the mix.
Oh, charging through. Where do they come from? The lead on the fleet between these three was huge, and Passion just straight out of nowhere, straight up the guts and into the back of them.
Princess and Playboy go around the gates at the same time, opposite marks, albeit it definitely looks like Playboy had the better rounding, and we said Psyche had a bit on with that late drop, and sure enough, they're going around the bottom mark with the spinnaker up.
Yeah, Passion hardening up inside them here. Yeah, I think. Then again, I think Passion didn't do the best job of it either. I think they missed a good opportunity to be able to get a nice little lane inside Psyche there, and right now they're pretty slow, and they got to be careful. They might even slide down into the draft of Psyche here. But right now, I think Playboy are looking sharp. I think Princess gave it to them a little bit there. Didn't have the nicest drop, nicest rounding. They were pretty far off the mark by the time they got the spinnaker down. They've gone for the tack now, so that's going to be interesting to see where they come out with the up this course on the first cross. There we go, Passion going for the tack. They fell into the dirt of Psyche. Lovely bit of breeze up the middle of the course right now. Playboy pushing out the same way as they went on the first beat, with Psyche following them. Oh, there we go, look, Princess, easy cross on Passion.
And they're in good puff there, aren't they, Brad?
They are, they're making the most of it. They seem to be getting some nice righties out of that side, and it's going to be a pretty interesting cross with the Playboy as well.
Just a couple of waves on here.
Here we go, look. Princess has some slippery looking new oil sails. They look pretty locked in. They're charging right now. I mean, these guys have been looking quick tonight upwind.
Nice brand spanking jib or
Yeah,
that they're running there, and looks like a reasonably good condition mainsail as well.
They're looking pretty tidy. Big notice, actually, there's no Bill Faulkner in the pit tonight, so that's a bit of a shame. He's a familiar face of the Stewart 34s, and shame not to see him here. So I hope he's well, and I hope he's watching.
Tell you what, they've got plenty of tension on those top battens, don't they?
They do, you're right, and they're even flying their CYA courtesy flag as well on the up their rig as well. So you know, look, they're keeping the Classic Yachting Association little plug going there, and they're looking sharp. They are looking pretty good tonight. Let's hope they stay up the fleet tonight on the in the racing. A few waves from there.
A few waves.
Couple of happy faces. Now Prince Haller are not far behind either. I mean, they're not really much of a passing lane for them at the moment on this left-hand side, and Playboy right now will just smoke the fleet on that left-hand side.
It's one thing that we, can't write off with that right-hand side is there is going to be a lot less current over that side, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, that's a good point. That's the only thing though, is you go for less current, but there's way better breeze out this side. So look, unless I think maybe Princess did get lucky on that right-hand side and probably got the only righty there was up there, but I'm sure time will tell with Passion punching out that way. There's another quick boat. Stan giving us a shucker in the back of the boat there. Happy man. Currently sitting in a comfortable second place. There's some laser sailing hiking going on in the back there. Tim Snedden there trimming the main. He could at least give himself a little courtesy hike, couldn't he? He's a big fella. He could get some more weight out, surely.
Bit of a variety moment there.
Oh, exactly. The guy's a machine. Let's see, Ethan's got his party shirt on, ready for whatever he's doing tonight. They're looking solid though. They're looking good, and shame they couldn't make something out of that nice start they had in that race. But look, Playboy have just outsailed everybody on this one. Here we go. Paul Groom giving the swing down. There he is. Tom Saunders doing a lovely job of driving. And not far off the windward mark again here, so well, I think it's safe to say it's going to be Playboy leading round here. Passion actually looking pretty solid out this right-hand side as we get a bit further up here, Chris.
Tell you what, it's a pretty good sized beat, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, it's a pretty long one. Makes the downwind short still, so I think they need it for the long downwinds. Here we go. Playboy with their matching team gear. That's serious, eh? These guys are in it to win it. I mean, currently all the gear and all the ideas. So no, look, they're doing a nice job tonight.
That old Oakley Marsh sitting in front of
I think it is.
Tom Pilkington, isn't
it? Sat behind the mighty Bex Hornell as well. Good to see her out on the water. She's been a regular this season and even last season's, and they've been doing a good job of it.
Calling the puffs.
Look, I think Oakley's a pretty good head out the boat to have with you. He's a pretty accomplished sailor in his own right.
Well, he's done a lot, hasn't he? He came up from the started down in Wellington, and then he's moved up to the Big Smoke, and he got involved with the youth program at the squadron there, and still sticking at it now with the Stewart 34s. I mean,
getting some good results in, that's for sure.
It's just all going up for him, isn't it?
Oh, most certainly. I think we'll see a lot more of him as we go out the next few years. You know, he's definitely been putting his name on the map this last couple of years, and I think he'll definitely do more. And here we go.
Now, what do you reckon here? I reckon this is a bit of a tight lay from Pilks.
I'd agree with you here. I think it's I think they've got a bit on to make that. Psyche with a slightly slow tack there.
I reckon Playboy is underlay here.
Yep, I reckon you're right.
He's already inside his jib, and I reckon that's a big mistake.
He's got to keep it right, and there's a lot to luff for that one as well. Look,
he's Passion.
Struggling.
You watch Passion here, Brad. I'm calling it now, Passion. Potentially get Psyche on starboard at the top if there's no righty before then.
This is going to be their moment, isn't it? There we go. Playboy go for their tack.
And they're going to have to do two. They're going to have to do another one down speed, so they're going to lose all that momentum. Oh, here we go. Psyche might get a righty and come right back into this.
We could have ourselves a pretty good yacht race going on again here, Chris. I thought Playboy had it in the bag for a while there, but clearly not. And I think it's going to be a pretty interesting downwind to watch.
A wise man once said it's never over till it's over.
Most certainly.
Couldn't tell you who he was, but...
Yeah. Must have been wise.
Oh dear, look at the jib just completely...
Man.
We've
what
seen
is
some
Psyche
inverted
going
mains,
to do?
now we're seeing the inverted jib,
yeah.
Brad.
Maybe the Stewart 34 class of the inventors. We don't know. The America's Cup teams need to take notes, I reckon, because it's clearly working for these guys. And these things are 60 years old, so I think there must be something right going on. Psyche have made that. I'm impressed. Psyche have made that mark. I really didn't think they were going to get in there, but clearly the inverted jib was the way to go, and that maybe there's going to be a little bit more of that in the future. Passion in third now. So Passion came out of that right-hand side like Princess did in the first race, got themselves back up to third. That's going to be good for them to get some points on the table. They're only a few points behind Psyche, so...
now have a look at that. Well, have a look at what's going on here, Brad. We've got Playboy with a kite that's...
half up.
Half out.
Slightly early sneak, perhaps. Coming round in a lovely bit of puff that they're going to get, though.
And obviously goes up with a bit of a twist in the tack, but that's come out.
I mean, not bad in the end. Not bad. Psyche with the early sneak as well. Let's see how that goes for them. I'd say that was a pretty tidy hoist from them. They can get it trimmed on, that's for sure. Maybe even a little early.
Maybe an inverted spinnaker just to top it all off.
Who knows? Talking of early sneaks as well, Princess. What is it with the early sneak tonight? I think people are forgetting how long these offset marks are.
I mean, there's certainly no rush, is there?
And I think we've got a bit of a match race going on behind us here, Chris. We've got Passion and Psyche going for a bit of a tussle here. Now look, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. You know, as I said, Psyche have been pretty slippery down the runs this last couple of weeks. So, you know, look, if Passion can pull something out the bag, they could be getting some more points on the scoreboard and pulling in a nice, easy second.
I reckon it's all going to start happening here for second and third.
I reckon you're right.
Psyche's going to have a very difficult time holding on to the second place, I reckon. Passion's coming down with a little bit of puff. The boats are not laying the finish line, obviously.
Bit of breeze going behind them as well. Passion have got some nice control here. They can be leading the job whenever they want.
If Passion can just hold them from jibing. Now, the tough thing is here for all the viewers to see is the spinnaker on Passion's getting pretty close to the backstay of Psyche, so you have to be a little bit careful. Psyche's going to have to try and sail as low as they possibly can, trying to suck them in.
Trying to get down the inside of them without driving the boom themselves, because that'd be a whole world of issues. And you know, look, Princess and Prism coming down the track with a lovely bit of pressure. Maybe not the best hoist from Prism, they're still trying to pull the thing up, but I think the biggest plot twist again is Prince How. What happened to them? They're right down the back of the course.
Oh dear, didn't even notice.
That's not going to be good for the overall points for this series. Starting the day with a pretty bad result there.
Here we go, Psyche going for the jibe. Are they going to cross here or not?
Oh, this is close. I mean, look, could Passion have pulled a Hollywood there? I don't know, but either way, Psyche got more on anyway. So look, it's not looking great for them right now. It's not the best jibe, a little bit hot out of it. Are they going to sort that out, or are we going to watch them sail downwind with a spinnaker in a new way as well? Here we go. Brace is coming back now.
Look at the sheets over the boom here as well.
Boom. That's not good.
Oh, that is
not good. Here we go.
It's going to be tough for them to.
I think we've got a little bit on here with the Psyche coming downwind here.
You better hope you don't rip the mainsail with that, Brad.
Oh, certainly. You know, look, Sneddy's pulling the main in now. Can he flick the sheet over it? That's the. I mean, look. Oh, it's a pretty loaded sheet. There we go. So sheets off of it, they're cleared, they've sorted
Get the big
themselves
man
out.
on it, eh?
Oh man, that guy's a chief firefighter whenever you need him, that's for sure. He looks after us, that's for sure.
Fun fact about Tom Saunders, when he's not sailing, he's laying marks.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard he's actually going to be one of the official mark layers of the America's Cup, Chris.
I'll tell you what, if you don't have that on your CV...
Well, I think it's one to put on there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, that's clearly the calibre of the America's Cup now, is that the... if you've got guys like Tom Saunders laying your mark, it's going to be a bloody good regatta.
Oh, here we go. He's going to drive back on the starboard and light him up here.
Can he keep the kite? Light him up. Let's get that pole on and the brace back. I mean, right now, Psyche on starboard, Passion on port. What's going to happen here? But this is a last-minute ditch to get the Passion out of the way here. Here we go. Passion go for the jibe. Psyche just straight back down, straight back on support. Checkmate, cheers, mate. Passion come back again. Have they done enough to be able to get rid of them? With a jibe like that, I'd say they have. And here's another plot twist. Coming down the middle here, we've got Princess. Princess on port, absolutely rock and rolling. So mate, if that's not rumbling, I don't know what is. But they are absolutely trucking downwind. I reckon in another knot and they'll be foiling.
That is a big call.
No, look, Psyche's struggling to get that pole on there. It's not easy jibing these boats reach to reach, that's for sure, and they're not making it easier for the bowman. So there we go, Playboy have taken race 7 of the series, race 1 of tonight. Psyche coming in, I'm going to say Psyche are pretty comfortably in second now. So they're pretty happy. Passion coming in third. They did a nice job of that race in the end. Shame about their last few jibes.
Passion's about to get hit by a puff here and they've got no pole on. The spinnaker is a long way out to leeward. You better hope that you don't get too close to that race committee boat.
That race committee boat looks like it's got a lovely little sharp thing on the top of it they could catch as well. Oh, there we go, they're easy across. And Princess, out of nowhere, straight down the track and straight through the line with a heap of puff. Look at them go. Coming down the track now, so we're taking, this is going to be 5th place coming down. I think we're going to have Prism taking 5th place unless Pahi can get another bit of pressure and roll around them, but I think Prism are pretty safe. The mighty Partetti coming in behind with the hydraulic kite. And then unfortunately for Prince Hal, it all went wrong on the first race of tonight and they're slowly bringing up the rear in last place. So that's not good for the points, is it?
Oh, that's going to hurt, isn't it? I mean, hopefully that's going to be your discard, I'd say, because they managed to get past 2 boats and we've seen that they do have reasonably good pace around the track. But unfortunately, the right-hand side, they took a flyer on that second beat and it didn't pay off for them and they've dropped all the way back to last place. Yeah, wondering what went wrong there. Unfortunately, we missed that one as well, but I'm sure we'll find out at some point through the night, whether or not in the bar afterwards. But, you know, look, end of the first race of the tonight and race 7 of the series. We're just seeing Prince Hal slowly coming back down the course. Final jibe onto starboard with their 17-year-old Hyundai spinnaker. There we go, look, Stewart 34s, your spinnakers last you that long. That is good value for money. So Mr. Howard Spencer will be very happy about that deal that he did 17 odd years ago. That's a good move, I'd say. Were you born then, Brad? 17 years. Only just, Chris, only just. I would have been young. Would have been one of your first rodeos back then, wouldn't it? Yeah. I definitely wouldn't have had many rodeos, that's for sure. And but no, look. That's impressive. There we go. Prince Hal through the line, bringing up the rear of the spinnaker division for the Monday night Stewart 34 Owners Championships. I'm never going to get it right. But look, that was a good race in the end. It ended up pretty close. I think Playboy taking the lead. I think pretty convincing there, wasn't there? It was in the end. Yeah, we got. Well, we're supposed to normally do 2 more races, aren't we? But I'd say with the length of that upwind beat, with the outgoing tide, I think it'd be ambitious to say you'd try and get any more. And certainly, the only thing is, you know, maybe they want to shorten up the course, and if they could get a 4th race, and this breeze is lovely right now. You know, it's keeping it shifty, it's keeping a lot of it close, and you know, look, surely they'd be trying to make up some ground from missing last week, and getting a few more on the books before next season. Next year, same season, isn't it? You want to take that on? Yeah, sure. So yeah, look, it's good to be out here tonight with the Live Sail Die crew. Live Sail Die has been a pretty busy
bunch of people for the
I'd
last
say
couple of
busy's
weeks.
an understatement,
Yeah,
Brad.
I think so, you know.
It's been all systems go everywhere.
Yeah, poor old Sue Ellen's been a busy lady this last few weeks, that's for sure, and it's been some cool stuff to watch on Facebook and Instagram, and following the America's Cup.
All your social media platforms, there's been
all of
content
the
everywhere, hasn't there?
The Sir Peter Blake regatta at the weekend, some great shots from that, and great to see so much yachting going on at the moment down here in New Zealand.
And that's where it all starts, really, isn't it? The Sir Peter Blake, grassroots, you know, that kind of thing. Great to have. I mean, certainly back in my day when I was doing the Sir Peter Blake, we didn't have any really big media sort of coverage when we're in the dinghy. So it's great now that, you know, Live Sail Dive's bringing us all this footage from everywhere, all over the country and whatnot. It's great.
It's a great promotion for New Zealand as well, I think, isn't it? You know, look, it's one of the only countries in the world at the moment that can do the things we're doing, and I think there's a lot of people around the world right now that are pretty jealous that we're all out here on the water having fun, mask free, and you know, look, it's coming into summer as well, so we can't complain too much.
Absolutely, and then obviously there's a big event around the corner, isn't there? In that 2020, 2021.
Oh, the 100th Flipton Cup.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So,
but there's that, and yeah, you're right, there's the America's Cup down here in New Zealand.
And fair to say, there's definitely a bit of America's Cup fever starting to go on.
There's a lot of America's Cup fever starting to go on. Everywhere you go, every coffee shop you go, and everyone wants to talk to you about the America's Cup. So look, it's pretty awesome to see. Everyone's getting behind it. And I think there's some practice racing starting tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting to see what teams are going to go well.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I thought there wasn't supposed to be any scheduled practice.
That's what I heard as well.
Right.
So I don't know,
maybe is it official? Is it?
Well, I don't. I think it's unofficial.
Right.
Yeah. Rumor has it, anyway.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
But no, look.
One of our viewers has made a comment that I need to probably talk about.
Okay. Do you want this or?
So we just need to do a little bit of a shout out as well to the M-Class fleet, and a massive congratulations to my teammates, Menace Yachting, for taking out what would have to be, I think, probably a record in the shortest course ever for the Arch Logan Memorial. I think he told us yesterday that he's probably won almost nearly a record number of Logans, and sadly I have not won one. Came very close a few years ago, but I'm still actually recovering from quite a shocking loss. Kids out there, if you are watching and you want to use this as some coaching, cover, 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 and then cover again. So yeah, that's my little community service announcement. Congratulations, Menace Yachting, for winning the Arch Logan Memorial M-Class Intergalactic Championship, and that is all I'm going to say about that tonight.
That really sounded like it had a lot of pain to it.
It did.
It hurt, didn't it?
She had to say that was, she's crying. I can see a tear in her
got
eye
it,
right
though.
now. But no, look, anyway, back into things. We've got the last of the non-spinnaker division coming down the course now. We've got Flyer just coming through the line, and we've got one more boat to finish behind them. So I think a few more minutes, and I think we'll be getting back underway with race 2 of the night and race 8 of the series of the Stewart 34 Championships, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron.
Championship series. Let's do it one more time. Come on, Bradley.
No, I don't have it in me. I don't. You can do it.
Well, I mean, what was it? Stewart 34 Championship Series.
Hosted by the Royal New Zealand.
Hosted by. There we go.
Here in Auckland, New Zealand.
I'll get it by the end of the night.
So we've got people watching from all around the world as well, by the way.
Sports fans from all over the world.
Oh, brilliant.
I know there's
International.
usually a bit of a US contingent. You know, Scotty Dixon. Well, he's actually in
He's
New
over
Zealand
here.
now.
Yeah, why is
back.
he not out tonight? Where is he?
It's a
Where
very
are you,
good
Scotty?
point.
Maybe he just likes watching it too much. He gets to watch it all from his sofa with a nice cold beer instead of having to be out here getting wet. Oh, so there we go. That was the 5-minute flag, and of the spinnaker division. We're going to stand back, I think, because I don't want to get a wet bum. And so look, Psyche are pulling their jib up there. I'm in the way.
Nearly, it's all about you right now.
Silly's getting
Well,
a
I'm
money
just looking
shot.
over, and I think only small tweak I'd make to the race committee boat would be take that finish flag down.
Yeah. Oh no. Saying that, there is still a boat not finished. So hopefully the race committee take their finishing flag down soon. But look, if that is not being onto it, then what is? Because these guys are finishing one race one side, starting another race the other side, all ran by some great volunteers of the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. Some happy looking people. In fact, I have spotted a Bill Faulkner. Bill Faulkner is on the race committee boat tonight. So he's trimming the pink flag. No, he's not. He's trimming the P flag. So good to see Bill is out on the water tonight, because that man is one of the legends of the Stewart 34 fleet. And look, we're into the 4 minute here. We've got Playboy out on the right hand side of the start line. We've got Passion out on the left with Prince Hal out on the far left. Prince Hal got a little bit of pressure on them right now, Chris. I think they've not started the night with the way they probably wanted to, and hopefully they're not going to let the pressure get to them. Because
yeah, this is an important race, really, isn't it, for them? They obviously did last in that last one, and unfortunately that's not the right end of the table considering they're second in the series. So to get any momentum, you need to bounce back. It's not the first mistake that hurts you, but it's the second and the third one. So they'll be working real hard here to try and notch up a keeper.
And look, you don't want to be going into the Christmas break of this series being down on points, do you? Look, you want to go into this Christmas break knowing you've done all you can to do well and coming out fresh next year. And if he's down on points, you're going to let the mind games get to you, aren't you? So hopefully they pull one out of the bag here, because they've got a bit of work to do. Playboy coming into the start line here, having a look at it. Got a few people on the bow having a look down the line. Princess coming in for the T-bone on us. There we go, look. That was a happy trimmer, wasn't it?
That is the sound of money disappearing.
There's the dollars flying out of the pockets as we speak. Look, let's hope Princess have another solid one. I think a pretty solid race in that first race in the end. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make it up to the Passion and the Psyche, but look, they're in fourth. They were looking pretty sharp.
I think we're going to get wet here, Brad.
I think
I'm going to call it now.
Yep, I think you're right here.
I'd like to be wrong on this one.
No, look, it's good to know though. The breeze is building, which is what we want, because that brings more carnage to the viewers at home. So hopefully, with a building breeze, an outgoing tide, we're going to have some short runs and some interesting fun down at the bottom mark.
I might go jacket on here.
Yeah.
Really reckon it's going to come down? Yeah. Really? What is it?
Just a little bit.
Seriously? It's like every time we want it to rain in Auckland, I reckon we just go Stewart 34 racing.
It is, isn't it? Maybe that's one of the things for Stewart 34s, is that they only race in the rain. Because every time I've been out, it's been pretty damp.
But I'm not happy about it.
No, not at all. My legs are getting wet right now. Look, we can't be too far off of a P flag down.
Did either of you guys get the...
I did not get the time.
I did, I've got 1:20.
There we go. 1 minute 20 to go until the start of race 8 of the Stewart 34 Championship Series, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. It's going to be a good one. We've got boats starting to rack up on the start line now. Psyche have just tacked underneath the fleet. Maybe not going to be working quite as much magic as they did in that first start. But look, Prince Hal have changed their tactic here, and they're not trying to get themselves shut out on the starboard lay this time. So hopefully we'll see them out in force.
That
Playboy,
was the 1 minute gun.
Playboy,
and again, it looks like Playboy's got the starboard lay line pretty nicely locked in here, but 40 seconds to go. The boats are going to start pushing towards the line, and it's going to be Passion, if they pull their main on, who are going to be able to really try and drive these front guys.
It's all on for time on distance here. Prince Hal have got Partetti in between them and Playboy. Passion coming in above Partetti. They're going to get the rumble on. I think Playboy a little bit early here. How long have we got, Chris?
15 seconds.
15 seconds. Going to be a pretty close one anyway. Let's hope that they're. It looks like Bex Hornell on the bow. Let's hope she's got her time on distance right. Here we go. Pahi's bowman's giving it the go. They're swinging the bow up. There we go. That is the start of race 8 for the series. Race 2 for tonight.
And it was all clear. All clear.
All clear on the committee boat. Princess start up on the right hand side. Pretty similar place to where Psyche started on that last race. So let's hope that Princess do a better job of this race than Psyche did, because I think it was all Psyche's to win there, and they let it go to Playboy once again. But look, Playboy, and again another solid place. They've got a nice gap to leeward. They're punched out on the fleet. Just got Princess to worry about at the moment. Prince Hal again. Prince Hal are not looking sharp at all. They are looking slow, unfortunately. Let's hope they can pull something out the bag here.
And it's going to be tough there, because they can't tack yet either, Brad. They're going to have to suck up a little bit more bad air before they... Here they go. They're going to have to tack it. It's going to be a big duck. Big duck on Passion.
Here we go. There's the duck. Flapping the main. There we go, and swinging her up there. That was not a fast manoeuvre. Prism and Partedi are leading the fleet out to the right-hand side. Maybe they're going for a little bit of that lucky righty that the Passion and Princess got in that last race. Playboy sticking to their guns on this left-hand side. Psyche locked down to leeward of them. Bit of a switch in positions here since the last race.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here is Psyche's, they're a long way bow back, so they don't have too long before they get out to this port hand lay line.
I'd say they've got a bit of work on to do something, otherwise they're going to be sucking eggs the whole way through to that port hand lay here. Pahi go for the tack out and cross Princess behind. There's a trimmer winding her on. That's a big old Genoa to wind on. Here we go. Looking like a nice lefty there in here on the fleet.
Here comes the rain.
Here we go. We're going to get wet here, aren't we?
Absolutely.
That's what we love, though. I think. I don't like it. No, I lied.
The equipment doesn't like the wet too much, so try and protect the assets.
Yeah. Here we go, following Pahi at the moment. They've even got a Hyundai on their mainsail. So that is, there we go, that's a pretty old mainsail, and it looks alright. We get some crew swinging. They've got some numbers on board tonight. Looks like they've got some good weight on the rail there. Some big swings coming from their bow team. Punching over the top of the fleet at the moment. Prince Hal have gone for the tack back onto starboard. Look, Prince Hal looks like they're struggling a bit at the moment. They're crossing behind these two boats by quite a few boat lengths at the moment. We've got Playboy and the rest of the fleet over on the left have tacked back over again. Doing a lovely job of punching out the Princess above them. I think it's going to be a pretty close one at the top now.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is we talked about this left-hand side being sort of stronger most of the way up, but the breeze is even further left than it probably has been.
Yeah,
for the most part of that first race. So I'm expecting a big righty at some point.
It's probably not far off, is it? And I think that's what Prism and Partedi are hoping for as well, because they are fully out on the right-hand side, and it looks like they're going to be going all the way to the ferry dock to get a lane into the top mark. Here we go. Playboy just smoked the Princess there. They were, last time I looked over, they were both right next to each other, windward leeward, and Playboy have just absolutely smoked them there. So they're clearly doing something right tonight.
So I'm guessing what happened there was Playboy must have tacked over and gone for a little duck on Princess, who maybe tried to slam dunk them, but as you can see, that didn't work out too well.
It's that big old game of momentum again. You got to get these tanks rumbling, and Playboy did a cracking job of it. But look, the good thing to see here is that Princess are still in the mix of it again on this race. It's great to see them up the course. Psyche are out on the, I'd probably say port lay, if not overlay at the moment. Yeah, I'd say Psyche are overlay at the moment there.
Miles over, aren't they?
They are a mile over that.
But
lay.
I think that's just that lefty, I think they probably tacked on initially what was a lay line, and then the breeze has just gone left as they've got up here, so.
Most certainly. It's going to be interesting to see if this goes hard right early enough for the guys out on that right hand side to get anything in this race, but right now I'd say Playboy are once again the leaders in this race. Prince Hal are doing a little bit better in the last race, but unfortunately Partedi and Prism are not looking too flash down on that right hand side. Not sure on this rain. So look, Pahi are doing a nice job there. They've climbed into a bit of a high mode, and look, if they're going to lay, they're going to be looking sharp. But I think Playboy are still just about going to get in there on them. It looks like Passion down to leeward.
I'm going to call it now. I think there's going to be an incident at the top here. I think these boats down to leeward are going to squeeze up round the front, and it's going to be Playboy who's going to be coming in inside the zone.
Yeah,
with two starboard attackers.
Well, look,
and I'll tell you right now, they're not going to fit in there.
Most certainly not.
They're going to have to duck.
Look, Passion have just punched out on Pahi. It's clearly starting to go right a little bit. There we go. Pahi's starting to call no room for Playboy. Passion have called no room for Pahi.
Well, the interesting thing here is Passion can't tack.
For sure. This is going to be, I think we're going to see some good bit of carnage on this windward mark here.
And there you go. You see the experienced play of Playboy there that are going
right behind him.
Early.
That's not Guy's first rodeo, is it?
No, but Guy's got a squeeze on, I think, here.
I think he's done a pretty nice job of that there. I think Pahi, I think he owes Pahi a beer there, really, doesn't he? Because Passion had to go quite a long way to give them a lane. Princess following behind again in fourth. consistent
And here's
boat of the
another
night.
incident coming up here, Brad.
Here's going to be
Hal's gonna
Psyche
attack on
and
the
Prince
starboard.
Hal. This is
Psyche is going to stick
Psyche
it in there.
into the
He's
opposite.
going to
They're
stick
doing
it in there.
opposite. They're doing-
Thomas
oh my
Saunders is
goodness.
going to stick it in there.
That is sticking it in somewhere that probably shouldn't be stuck.
And I tell you what,
He's done it. He's
done it.
I mean, if they could get the jib on, they would have nailed it. But, you know, look, fair play to them because
I
they got
did
it in
not
there.
think he was going to be able to pull that off.
Man, that was, I thought that was going to be T-bone central. Oh, early hoist.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
It's all starting to come out.
It is all madness here on the Stewart 34's course tonight. Pahi with an early hoist. Come on, pull it up, pull it up. The jib's flapping, the kite's not up. Passion, another early hoist. Playboy, though, once again, showing they are the kings of this fleet at the moment.
Oh, and they're not going to be
not
able
the
to get
best hoist, but they're
either.
straight down the inside of Passion, straight down the inside of Pahi. Trim that spinnaker on it, and they're going to be rumbling through the fleet here. I'm not sure, but it seems to be fashion on that hoist to let your jib go before your kite's trimmed on. I mean,
Tell you what, we just got the biggest
Psyche.
puff of the day. If you look
Psyche.
back here to Psyche, they've got a bit on. The jib's coming
That's
down
a
before
wrap.
the kite's set.
Prince, another, not the
And
best.
there's a twist, and then you've got
Look,
Prince Hal, who's going to try and go for the roll with a spinnaker that's only halfway up the mast.
wherever that breeze came from, it definitely shocked this fleet. Here we go, Prince out, half hoist on the spinnaker. Psyche getting rolled.
That is
Would
a
they
long
like
way
butter
from.
and jam on that one? I don't know.
But then it's not slowing them down, though, is it?
No, they've got momentum still. Let's get that kite rumbling, and we're going to be on fire here. This is going to be a great downwind. Princess have got a nice little low mode there. Playboy ended up a little higher than I thought they would, and Pahi are just smoking it down the inside of them.
As I tell you what, we've got all of the best shots coming. Finn's done an amazing job of just getting us right in close to the action. We can see it all. And
This is brilliant.
you can be sure to say there's plenty more to come.
Oh, certainly. Look, look, we're halfway down the run now. The fleet is very close at the front. You've got 4 boats that could lead around this bottom mark right now. Who's going to pay off right? I don't know, but at the moment it is super close. There we go, Psyche in the shot there.
A couple of big waves that just
Couple
turned up
of
out of
waves.
nowhere.
Mate, I think they were coming from these things pushing so much water. I mean, look, these things, I don't know if you've sailed them, Chris, but I've done a little bit. And these things, when it gets windy, they don't get a heat faster, they just get lower and lower in the water.
Yeah, you just do about 6 knots everywhere, right?
Oh, exactly. I'm sure they'll argue with that one. But look, if you can prove it to us, I'll believe it when I see it. But either way, this is some great racing right now. You've got the flyer coming up the beat of the non-spinnaker division. So here we go, Pahi are already going for their jib up. Look, I know the tide's taking you down to the mark, but look, it's pretty early to pull your stuff up. So jib's up. Let's just hope they can keep that kite flying with their jib up as well. That's a pretty early hoist. You've got Playboy, and I think it's Passion to windward of them having a nice little tussle.
You can be sure to say that this bottom mark is going to be hairy.
Yeah,
because these two are going to come in on port.
I think we're going to see some fun happening at the bottom here.
Maybe. Well, it's coming up real fast, this bottom mark, isn't it?
It is. It is. So Princess
Passion's
has
going to be
finally
coming in with a full head of steam.
Look, Passion has got a little bit on right now.
Playboy's going to have to give room to Passion. Pahi's coming on starboard.
Spinnakers are all coming down.
Here we go.
Oh no, Passion have lost the sheet.
And we've lost the sheet on Passion.
So Passion have got
Who's
heat
going
from
to
here.
try and go around this mark with a spinnaker that's still at the top of the rig.
I mean, what would make this race even more right now is if Passion hook up that mark with their other spinnaker sheet.
Oh, and they've wrapped the jib as well,
no.
Brad.
Oh no, that is not good. Passion going from king of the castle
and then
straight
Princess
to the
is going to
doghouse.
stick it in as well.
Princess has stuck it in there. Pahi is not happy. Pahi are not happy right now. The tacticians told him to shut up and keep sailing. I mean, Passion, that was not the best mark rounding for these guys. I mean, look at that. They went from being in a nice second place, having room on Playboy, so next thing you know, they're down in the bottom of the fleet, down to leeward, no room to tack here. 2 boats up to him with them. Playboy probably going to roll over the top of them as well now. I mean, that is not how you do it. The good news is, though, they got their kite down, and it looks like their bow team are working their asses off.
I tell you what, the sheets are dragging a good 10 metres out the back there, aren't they?
They are. That's they've got a bit on there. They've luckily tonight the race committee have given them a nice long upwind to sort out their mess. But there's definitely some housework to be done there. There we go. Playboy have led the tack out. Psyche have punched out to the right-hand side here. They're going.
Oh, they're almost on the ley line here, Brad. You know, this big lefty with the pressure, new breeze.
I think that breeze has caught a lot of these guys out, Chris. And Prince Hal are just locked and loaded, rumbling in up the fleet here. I don't know about you, but I'm getting wet shorts.
Yep.
I'm getting wet here. Oh, this is not comfortable.
So there we go. Prince Hal have gone for the tack as well. They've led away from Passion. Passion punching out even further. I'm not sure if they realise how close that port ley line is sneaking up to them right now. Like, they've got a bowman on the bow doing housework. Pahi have got a guy on the bow doing housework. Princess are, I don't know what happened to Princess, but they are straight back in the dog box now. They went from being that top 4 around that bottom mark to next thing you know, they are bringing up the rear, not far in front of Parteri.
What do you reckon it's blown now, Brad? The breeze is up. It's got to be 15, right?
I mean, yeah, look, it's there's white caps on the water. We're even in the lee, a little bit of a lee of the Chelsea Sugar Factory. The breeze is pumping through. So, look, I think I didn't see this one coming, if I'm honest with you, and I think it's definitely caught a few people off. And the good thing with these things, though, is that these guys take their #1 jibs up to God know what speed. They'll be out here with their #1s with 34 knots of breeze on their boat. So this is easy for them. They just lock and load and keep them trucking.
Again, it's Prince Hal who's they've just been bounced around a little bit tonight, haven't they? They haven't really had any clear lanes.
They have, you know, look, Prince Hal, one of the normally one of the strong teams of the fleet, and you know, look, this hasn't been in Prince Hal nature tonight to be the one getting thrown around left, right, and centre. And I mean, look, Playboy have definitely jumped on that one and made the most of it, because once again they are punched out on the fleet.
And they're probably going to lay the top mark there as well, aren't they?
Oh, certainly. I'd say they're pretty close to lay there. If not on it, you got Prince Hal. At least they're happy. Prince Hal at least happy. We're getting some waves from them. But look, I mean, Playboy have done an outstanding job of that one tonight. Who have we got? Here we got Passion coming in on the port lane. Maybe probably overstepped it a little bit. Yep, starting to bow down there. They got a jib trimmer down to leeward. Gonna have a tussle up with the non-spinnaker division here. Gonna pick our way through that. Fortunately, there's only 4 of them, but you know, look, anything can happen in these boats. Steely's just in the moment.
Well, you know, it's there's plenty going on.
It is. It's definitely made it a lot more fruitier than we thought.
Trying to stay dry.
Yeah, I've not done well at that one. Great to see the Pahi are all swinging down as hard as they can here. I mean, Playboy punched out ahead, but they're not giving up yet. Anything can still happen, like we saw in that last race. Yeah, there we go. Playboy, easy lay there. Be interesting to see. I think Psyche are somewhere down on that bottom right-hand side there.
They're going to come across on starboard at the top here.
They're coming on starboard, like the last one though. You know, look, right now they look pretty far behind, but you can't knock them. The right-hand side has come good quite a lot here tonight, more than expected, I think, and it's caught a lot of people off guard.
Unfortunately, I think with the breeze going further and further left, I don't think they're going to have a great time trying to come back from that side.
Yeah, now here we go. So Psyche have tacked there. Playboy have tacked round the windward mark. Let's hope that Guy shows us how he hoists normally, because that last time they let us down a bit. But look, these guys are rumbling.
And Psyche's got an issue over there.
Psyche
it seems like
on the
taking
bottom,
forever for them to pull that jib in.
No, there we go. Psyche have finally pulled their jib on. Not sure what they did there. But I mean, would you look at that? That's a 20-30 second lead.
Here we go. So Playboy learning from last time and just not pulling the brace out too early.
Don't want to sneak too early here. You got to get the bow down, got to get going. Sometimes a little bit later is a little bit faster.
And this time they get it all the way to the top of the rig. That's better.
That's how we do it. Tom Pilkington there, scrambling across the coach roof. Wait to windward. Jibs come down.
Kite goes up, jib comes down.
That's how it should be. There we go. Pahi, look. Oh, Pahi have
they've just gone for the brace out here. They've got no sheet here.
This could be fruity. They've got Prince Hal breathing down their necks right now.
They've got no brace.
The bowman's shouting. The back of the boat's going, what the hell is wrong up there? Let's go for a hoist.
Oh.
No, we can't hoist. There we go. Prince Hal are going to jump on that one, and Prince Hal right now are looking pretty solid to maybe claw themselves back to maybe even a second.
There's nothing like a bit of back and forward, eh? Bit of biff on your own boat. And Prince Hal's going to hoist with a twist. It's going to come out now. Yep.
Passion. I don't know what's going on with Passion, but they didn't learn from that last hoist, and they
might run over it here.
Up. You know, look, it does look like they did get the replug in sort of all right. I mean, look, they're looking at the sail numbers back to front, but hey, as long as the kite's up and it's not upside down, who cares? Good old scramble there from the bow team.
We've seen it all now. That completes the set. An inverted kite.
There we go. Psyche have gone for the hoist behind us. Again, Psyche are loving the old smoke the jib sheet before the kite sets, and it's not looking too tidy right now. It looks like they've got a little bit on to sort that out. There's a twist in the head, there's a twist in the brace, and there's a twist in the leech.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
There we go. That's a wrap. There we go. Trimming her on. Prism, early sneak, no hoist.
And unfortunately, that nice big Hyundai logo is the wrong way.
Oh, so another plug into that. So they like looking at the sponsors' logos. They are rumbling downwind though with another bit of breeze, so they're still not out of it.
See, Passion here have got a bit of an issue with their backstay.
Yeah, two people trying to ease a backstay is definitely not normal, that's for sure.
Fair bit of purchase on that backstay, Brad.
There is, Chris. It looks like it'll be a pretty hard one to get on. But look, they've got it sorted.
It's a full 4-to-1 purchase.
They're eased. Just how Guy Pilkington would teach you in his youth program days.
Spread your wings, as Roy Dixon would say. If in doubt, ease it out.
There you go, there's some words of wisdom for you.
Hold back and ease.
But yeah, and look, race coming up to the end of race 2 of the night. Big shout out to the followers tonight. Look, it's been a pretty fruity one. We've got pretty wet out here. We hope you're enjoying it. Look, Playboy sailing away with the lead for another race of the night. An easy victory for them there. Currently looks like a lay through to the finish for them there, so they'll be pretty happy. Good to see Prince Hal has sort of got their act together.
Well, we talked about them trying to build some momentum after a disastrous first race, and it wasn't looking all that good for them off the start there, but that just goes to show how much boat speed they've got, because they're up into third now and they're making a good charge at Pahi for second.
Exactly, they found something and they've certainly used it. Now look, it's going to be interesting to see here. Look, Passion are rumbling down these waves here. They are slowly creeping into the back of Pahi and Prince Hal. Will Pahi be able to hold the two of them off and take home second for this race?
The interesting one here is Passion. If they get up on the breeze of Pahi, then it's going to be all on at the finish, but I think Prince Hal might just run out of runway. It looks to me like Pahi's probably got just enough. They're holding about a 1 boat length lead here.
I think you're right there. They're breeze behind. They're not going to get any dirt from them now. It's all about boat speed. It's all about sending it.
Unless Passion gets on their breeze here, which it looks like they are now. Passion is going to get onto the breeze of Pahi here. And Prince Hal is going to come storming in at the race committee boat. It's going to be a tight one.
And here we go. This looks like Pahi are taking it. I'm going to call it Pahi are taking home second for this race. There we go, through the line. Lovely job to Pahi there.
Wasn't a lot in it, was there?
There wasn't. Prince Hal definitely clawed it back. Passion not far behind them either. And look, the breeze is pumping through now, so we could see a really good, fun third race of tonight. Here we go.
So as long as it doesn't rain, we'll be happy.
Oh, most certainly.
Here comes Psyche, who they'll be pretty disappointed with that one, I think.
Yeah, look, they again they kind of had it all to play for. They've been sailing well, but unfortunately just handing it away in places they don't want to hand it away. And look, it looked like they had a bit on that starboard ley line, and it's good to see they came out of it all right. I thought they really cooked it, but you know, look, they've come back. They're still looking solid. They're not at the back of the fleet. They're not at the front of the fleet. Somewhere in the middle. Prism coming up behind them here.
That's okay.
Sometimes it's okay to be in the middle.
I don't know where you're going with that one.
Nah, me neither.
Right, let's take a break.
Yeah, so commercial break, everybody. Yeah. Look, let's hope this rain. It looks like the rain's staying out of it in the this last night of the year for the Stewart 34 Championship Series, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron here in beautiful Auckland. It's not raining at the moment. It has been raining. It probably will rain again. But look, we're happy right now. What do you reckon here? Parteri coming back down here, closing out the Spinnaker division. How mad was that?
It was a bit on, wasn't it?
Was.
As per usual with the Stewart 34s.
They certainly can provide us some good carnage.
Never a dull day, is there?
No, certainly. Well look, I think these guys are going to be taking a break here, sorting themselves out, regrouping for the next race. It looked like everybody had a moment in that race. You know, look, I think that breeze caught them off guard pretty hard there, and I think there'll be a lot of tidying up going on right now. So yeah, big shout out to everyone watching the racing tonight. Give the Live Sell Die a like and a follow if you're not doing it already. It's a great media platform to follow. That's what it's called, isn't it?
I guess if they were watching the videos, they probably already follow it, right?
It could be the Stewart 34s sharing it, man.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You never know where it gets around these days. But look, it's so
you go. Carry on.
You've lost me. We got one more race to go.
She's going bad.
Yeah, that's it. Didn't take long, did it? Second time of the night.
She came around for a bit.
Yeah.
And then she's gone again.
I think it's the stress. She's stressed at the moment. I think it's getting her pretty easily at the moment.
Lack of sleep?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, seems like you're not sleeping very well at the moment, Sue Ellen. Of course, Finn on the wheel there, getting us in where nobody else wants to put a rib on a race course.
Captain Finn.
He's doing a good job of
Captain Fantastic. Bit of a dad joke, wasn't it? Just as I say that.
Maybe not so. Look, we've probably got a little bit of time to wait here, just waiting for the non-Spinnaker division to round the windward mark and come back down to the start line. Oh, we probably do have time to go and talk to somebody, don't we? Yeah. So we're just going to be heading over to Passion for a chat now, if they let us on board. Looks like tension was running higher in that bottom mark. Let's hope they've got over it before they, before one of us jumps on. But look, it's been a breezy one. They look ready to go again. Doesn't look like there's any fists thrown. I mean, look at Guy Pilkington wrapping up the Live Sell Die branding pretty well there, Sue Ellen, with his Live Sell Die flag.
He knows how to get a photo.
Yeah, he's definitely getting the good books.
So I reckon you want to jump on here, Bradley, and just maybe ask them to talk you through that bottom mark rounding.
I think we should, hey. If they let us on, they look pretty stressed. Thomas Rudder working some magic on the bow there.
Oh, hi, how are you?
The boss looks happy, that's the main thing.
Bit of a cluster.
He says there's a bit of a cluster on that one.
But on at that bottom mark.
I think that was him agreeing.
Let's try party then.
Yeah, they didn't want to talk to us. Where are we going?
We need to explain the term fruity.
Fruity.
Cam Dunn uses it as well, apparently.
Fruity.
Yeah,
Go on, Chris, that's yours.
What's the translation?
Fruity, like pretty breezy, fruity, exciting, action.
A little bit on.
Fruity.
Yeah, fruity.
Battery check. Doing too much talking.
Alright, you good? Alright, what are we going to do?
Are we, do you reckon they're going to let us on?
Yeah, get on there.
I think we should try and get on for a chat, eh? They're sailing away from us though, this could be an interesting chat.
You're gonna get wet.
Can we jump on for a chat, guys? We want to know what happened on that bottom mark. We'll come a bit closer. Yeah, slow down, we'll come a bit closer.
It's not really working out for us, is it? Yeah. It's not really working out for us too well.
Here we go. Here we go, mate.
There you go.
Get in there. Brad's gonna jump on.
Yeah, so we're joined here with the Passion guys. Can we get any closer? We're just going to find out what went on at the bottom mark there.
We were looking very good up to that point, weren't we?
You were looking very sharp. What happened?
Well, we actually got the wrong mark.
Oh.
That was the problem. So we had to try and recover very quickly, but yeah.
So were you aiming for the pin instead of the bottom gate, were you?
Correct. Yeah, but anyway, that was just a genuine mistake. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're happy with the way we're sailing.
Oh, for sure. You guys are looking pretty locked in tonight. You came back out of it though. You did all right in the end.
All these young fellas are so good.
Get out of jail card. Cheers, guys.
So what do they say? Kite goes up.
So yeah,
Jib,
look,
jib comes down.
the
Jib
debrief.
goes up. Kite comes down.
The debrief there from the Passion guys was that they were actually looking at the pin and not the leeward gate.
Yeah, it's it did strike me earlier on today when I was looking at that, because obviously the gate marks are red and the pin end's orange, so it's not too different.
From a long way out in the breeze, it's pretty easy to get wrong, so fair enough to them. But look, they got round in the end. It wasn't smart, it wasn't tidy, but they did it. We got the last of the non-Spinnaker division coming through here, so we should be getting underway pretty soon here, hopefully.
You good? Why is that? What are you trying to say?
So we should start seeing some jibs going up pretty soon here.
I'm just wet. That's all. So we've jumped to the back, but yeah, we're getting ready for the 5 minutes here.
It shouldn't be
Looks
too
like
far off now.
The last of the non-Spinnaker division is finished.
I think that's right. Yep, we should be getting underway pretty soon. There is a Spinnaker pole in the water there. Oh no, we're good there. There was a Spinnaker pole in the water there for a bit of time.
Interesting.
Not sure why. It's a non-Spinnaker boat, but they got there. They're sorted now. And look, we've got the rest of the Spinnaker division coming back down towards the start line now, preempting a 5-minute gun anytime soon. So hopefully we get that underway pretty quickly. Sorry?
Interesting that they haven't rejigged the course here, Brad. So with this left-hand new wind direction that we've got, it's going to make for a very long port on this upwind leg, which means the start's going to be fruity, because you're going to want to start up at the committee boat and tack early, and
yeah, certainly.
That usually creates a little bit of action.
And look, that breeze has held in pretty strong. If anything, it looks like it's still building from the top of the course here around the point on the western side of Auckland Harbour. There we go. That is the 5-minute gun of race 3 of the night, race 9 of the series. Losing count already. And look, Prince Hal, not the best start from them in that race again though. But
okay, who's your money on? I want to see.
I mean,
make
look,
the call.
I've got a feeling it's Playboy, but I want to put it on Prince Hal. I want to see Prince Hal pull a blinder out of this race. You know, look, they're a strong team. They've got it in they've got it in themselves. But look,
what have they got in themselves?
They've got the talent. You know, look,
right.
these guys have been sailing these boats for years, and you know, they used to be the team to beat. So I think they're going to be wanting to take that off Playboy for the possibly the last race of the year.
I'm going to go Psyche.
I like it.
I'm going to just for argument's sake, I'm going to throw it out there. I saw Tom on the dock, Tom Saunders, and he said we're probably due a win, so see if he can come up with the goods here.
No, that's a good point. And look, Psyche have been in it these last 2 races. They're just making the small mistakes that are just letting them down a little bit. So look, let's hope that they've ironed out the mistakes for this last race. No, I can see that. I understand where you're coming from there. But the breeze is up, mate, and I don't know. I think it's all on Prince Hal on this one.
You've made the call.
I've called it, yeah. So we've got Pahi here coming up to get their transit. Here we go. Bauman looks happy. He looks wet, but he looks happy. We've got Precedent sorting themselves out in the middle of the Spinnaker division line. And look, Pahi are the only boat down this end of the start line at the moment. Are they seeing something that everybody else isn't? Or,
well,
what do we reckon?
They've still got 3 minutes to go here, Brad, so I reckon they're, well, they got their transit. I reckon they're just having a quick look and
having a gander.
They're going to make their way back, I'd say. Back up to it. But I reckon we want to be up at that committee boat end, I reckon, Finn, just because I'm going to say there should be some action in this one. The boats are going to want to tack early.
Do you want to follow them in and be with them?
Yeah, I reckon we get right in there.
Here we go.
From behind.
The potential last race of the night, and Steele wants to come in from behind to watch the start of this last race. So here we go. This could be all on here. Finn's under pressure, but he's got a smile on his face. Passion are coming down to this end of the start line. I guess they want to be on their own out of trouble of everybody. But look, Psyche currently on port, everybody else starting to rack up on the starboard. How long do we have? How long?
We have just coming up to 2 minutes here, Brad.
So we go 2 minutes until the start of race 9 of the Stewart 34 Owners Championship Series. I got it wrong again. But look, Psyche are sailing low, trying to find their spot on the starboard ley line. Playboy are racked up pretty far up the line there, Chris. They're pretty far to windward. I think they're going to have quite a bit on here to get themselves a nice lane on this line. Here we go, Pahi leading the tack back to the line here. Terry are ready to go on the starboard line already with more than a minute to go. They're burning quite a bit of time here, so it's going to be interesting to see how they get on. Passion coming in last minute here on port. I'd expect they'll tack in underneath Pahi or Psyche and try and find a nice lane to squeeze out the rest of the fleet.
You'd expect it, but we've seen it all tonight, haven't we? So
you never
expect
know.
The unexpected, I'd say.
Inverted mains, inverted jibs, inside out kites, you name it, we've had it.
And the breeze is up, so
it is. I mean, Playboy, I don't think anyone can see Playboy right now. That's because they are straight up to windward, trying to barge their way in on the boat ends, hoping that everybody else has called it early. I mean, right now, they have got a lane.
45 seconds to go here, Brad. This is going to be all on.
Well, look, Psyche have got their starboard ley line. Playboy are rumbling over the top of them. Psyche are calling that they fouled them. Playboy are saying, no thanks, mate, we're all good.
And Prism's just going to jam it in there as well.
Prism's sticking it where the sun doesn't shine.
25 seconds to go.
It is all on here for the last race of the series.
Psyche goes for the duck.
Psyche trying to find a new lane here.
Psyche's going to call Playboy up here.
Here we go, and Prism.
15 seconds to go.
Here we go, Psyche got to get their boat moving. They are currently behind. Playboy are looking sharp on Prism.
7 seconds to go here.
The race committee have got the individual recall flag ready. Are Playboy early? Here we go, that is race start of race 9 of the Stewart 34s. I don't know about you, Chris, but it looks like Tim Snedden is not a happy boy. There is arms waving, voices raised.
He's going backwards and forwards with Guy Pilkington.
I think he is. I think he's telling Guy Pilkington that he fouled him, and Guy Pilkington is saying, you're kidding, mate. We were easy in there. Prince Hal, another bad start for them. Are they going to be able to claw it back, though?
Well, they were further back than fullback off that start there, Brad, but
who knows, eh?
That's
who
where
knows
your money
right
is.
now.
They're going to have to try and find some magic out on the right-hand side of the course.
I'm praying here. Pahi go for the tack. There we go. The balance got to help the jib round on these things, otherwise it whips everything. Pahi have tacked behind Playboy, Psyche and Princess. I don't know where Psyche are going, but they're reaching off into Parterre.
Well, they've gone for the tack in here.
There goes the tack. The jib's coming on. Another late jib on.
I think what Tom's done there is he's thought we're on the lay line, so they just throw it into a tack
and hope for the best.
Get on the long board. But as you can see, it wasn't the best tack. Taking a while for them to get that Genoa in.
Here we go, Psyche's tack. Not the best tack of the night, but look, they got there, they got it done. They put it where they thought the boat needs to be. Even Sneddy reckons Pelks is still in the wrong. He's trying to tell us. He's going to be wanting some video footage after tonight, I think, Chris. Oh, I think he's going to be a little bit heartbroken when he sees the truth. But look, once again, Princess are up with the fleet again. Princess have been having a good night tonight. They have been consistently up there in the fleet. On port, the boat is rumbling.
It looks like they got a bit on, doesn't it?
It does. Psyche are up to something. I think these big old jibs are a bit different to a laser main sheet, that's for sure. I think Olivia's doing a bloody good job keeping that thing on, because every other trimmer is a big fella. So good on her for taking that on. She's doing a mean job. But look at that, they are definitely lacking some weight on the rail there, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, back on the left-hand side of the course over here, and it definitely looks like Playboy's hooked into a bit of a lefty with a bit of pressure. You've got Princess underneath them. But the big interesting question is going to be at the top markers. Is there going to be anything out of the right? It's been left all day, but seems like the last upwind beats that we've seen kind of looked like the guys came out of the right at the end. So
only time will tell. I mean, right now, Princess are looking pretty solid. I think this is the first time tonight I've seen a boat higher and faster than Playboy.
Doesn't happen very often, does it? But
it doesn't, and Princess are doing a cracking job of it. They're currently rumbling over the top of Psyche, rumbling over the top of Pahi.
They have had pretty good speed tonight, haven't they, Princess?
These guys have been quick. I think these guys are definitely the dark horse of the fleet. They've been going well tonight, that's for sure. I mean, Prince Hal are coming out of the starboard side at the moment, Chris. They've got starboard advantage. They've got a piece of prism.
This will be interesting because all these boats are going to flop over.
This could be another exciting top mark rounding. But I mean, look, Playboy have just... I think Playboy just clocked into another big lefty there.
They've just stepped over.
They were being spat by Princess, and next thing you know, they're high left.
And look how high Prince Hal is over there.
Look
I tell you what,
both
these boats are just on the escalator at the moment.
That is why I've got my money on those fellas. Unfortunately, Chris, your Psyche bet is not looking too good on you right now.
It's not good, is it?
It's not. But as we know, it could still come good for them.
It's never over till it's over.
Exactly.
I think Prince Hal's not going to lay this top mark, Brad.
Definitely not laying, but they got a piece of Playboy at the moment. Unless Playboy hook into a lefty like that, then
and it looks like they are hooking into a lefty. I think Playboy's going to cross Prince Hal.
I mean, that is boat of the night by a long way tonight at the moment. But look, Prince Hal, they made something out of that right-hand side again. Passion trying to make something last minute out of it. There we go. Prince Hal's go for the tack. There's the tack. Big old Genoas to pull on.
They really threw it into that tack there, didn't they?
He did. He stuck the handbrake on there, didn't he? And he pulled a cheeky skiddy.
He turned pretty quick and didn't give the trimmers all that much time to snap that Genoa in.
Those poor trimmers. But right now, Playboy are launched. Parterre closely behind them here. I mean, right now it is a Playboy Parterre 1-2 on the windward mark. Unless out of nowhere a magic righty comes, but at the moment it looks pretty solid here. That explains a lot as well. We've got Matty Stephen on the mighty Parterre, a local legend of the Stewart 34 class.
I don't know about the old setup there. We've got obviously Nick Clark down to leeward there. He's expecting obviously a bit of action at the intersection of the top. These guys are going to come out of the right hand side on starboard, and Parterre's probably just outside the top marked zone, so they're going to probably be okay to tack inside any of the starboard tackers. But
I mean, by the looks of it right now, they're easily across those starboard tackers.
The left came real good there, didn't it?
It did. That was solid. A solid lead there from Playboy once again. around the windward mark of race 9 of the series. Psyche look like they're pretty deep in the fleet right now. Not the best upwind for them today. Playboy are rounding the windward mark now. Parteri closely following behind in second, and Prince Hal currently in the charge in third. But look, the breeze is up for this hoist. I think this is going to be another exciting, fruity top mark rounding. Parteri coming around in second. What an upwind beat for those guys. They did a good job there. Prince Hal here. Again, Princess following around in fourth. They've been up with the fleet. They've been in the mix of it all night tonight. You know, look, can they pull it out the bag for this this next hoist? There's been a few early sneaks and twisted kites in this one tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Have they all learned from their mistakes? Playboy have already snuck. They've gone for the early sneak. Their brace is out. That sounds like a pitman's just dropped the pole on their bowman's head.
Definitely didn't sound too good, did it?
It didn't, not at all. That definitely sounded like a bit of aluminium on bone there.
Prince Hal is sneaking this kite very early.
That is an early sneak. Well, look, as long as they can keep control of that, that is going to be quick. Here we go. Parteri have gone for their hoist. Lovely hoist there by Parteri.
Oh, here we go.
Not the fastest hoist there from Prince Hal, considering their kite was halfway up the rig before they got around the mark. You've got a twist in Princess's spinnaker. Pahi coming around with an early brace back as well.
Oh, early to go jib down there.
It is all to play for from third to sixth here. I'll do the maths there.
What do you reckon about Psyche here?
I don't know.
To go,
I mean, look, as I've said before, they're quick downwind in the breeze if they can get their tight to the top of the rig. The jib's slowly coming down now. There we go. Spinnaker's all the way up.
Really slow to get the jib down.
Jib's coming down. They've had poor old Ethan hard at work tonight. He's been doing a good job of it. But look,
that jib's going to end up in the water here.
Jib's in the water at the moment. They're currently on the old on the 180 highway down to the bottom mark at the moment though, and they're currently pole back and ease and rumbling through Pahi at the moment.
A little tip of the hat there from Mr. Saunders.
Such a gentleman.
Just looks like he's just happy to be here.
He is. Which way? I think Tom is doing a phone a friend and speaking to the viewers. He wants to know what way he's going to go.
Asking the audience.
Asking the audience.
I'm going to say left, mate.
Chris reckons left. We'll see. It's worked so far. There's more breeze coming down, more rain coming down. Going to be getting wetter than a flamingo's flip-flop tonight, I think, with this rain coming down the track. But look at that. Psyche, you got a lovely little rumble on there.
Now, do you reckon anyone's going to get the gate mixed up with the start line again, Brad?
There we go. Sam Meats reckon they should go left. So there we go. Another fellow laser sailor of his stuck over in Australia training for the Olympics, and he reckons that he should go up the left-hand side. Everybody's saying left. So look, if Psyche don't go left,
well, the issue they're going to have is obviously there's going to be a big wall of boats in front of them going upwind, which won't be that fast. So they might just have to commit to a little tack out early.
Try and hitch a new lane and hope they can pull it through it. There we go. Parteri have gone for an early pole off, or are they? Oh no, they're jibing. The early pole jibe. Here we go. Princess have jibed. Prince Hal holding out on the starboard side at the moment. I mean, look, Prince Hal are potentially over ley line here.
They're definitely over the ley line. I think they've got the gate. They were looking at the start line, I think, there again.
I think they might have done a passion and they're going for the wrong mark, but hey, look, time's going to tell and we'll find out pretty soon. Parteri have gone for an early jib up. They're playing it safe. They're going, hey, we're at the top of the fleet here. Let's not mess it up too much and let's try and get round in an orderly fashion.
I think you're going to see Prince Hal coming in here with the full head of steam.
Rumbling with an overlap.
They're going to be trying to crash jibe at the mark as they drop their kite.
I mean, they have got an overlap at the moment, Chris.
Well, I think
they are in there.
I think if you're Bateri, you just come to this left-hand gate.
Stay out of trouble.
Early tack.
Yeah. You look, Prince Hal are a quick boat. You don't want to be playing fisticuffs with those guys.
This is going to get exciting for Bateri. They need to get that spinnaker down. And it looks like they're dropping it on the women's side of the jib there, Brad. So that's going to be tricky hoisting at the top.
This is going to be interesting, isn't it? And Prince Hal have done a right-hand drop. Are they preparing for a jibe set, or do you reckon they just had heaps on coming into that bottom mark?
All going wrong for Prince Hal tonight, isn't it?
I think it's safe to say they have just had heaps on coming into that bottom mark.
And Princess is going to end up really wide at the mark as well.
Princess is going for the in tie out wide.
I'll tell you what, this is going to open up for Psyche. All your Christmases have come at once. We said he needed to go left.
He's going left, and he's got a lane. Thanks to Prince Hal and the mighty Partetti, Psyche have got a lane if they can get that jib on. Here we go. Psyche are rumbling here. Playboy punched out ahead. I mean, look at that. If Playboy give away that lead, they are smoking something.
So the big question is here, how far do you go left? I say all the way.
I mean, look, if you can get all the way, I reckon you go all the way. Got to commit to it, Chris.
Oh, you don't want to do it half-assed, do you?
No, exactly.
Never die wondering.
I mean, Prince Hal, they got bloody 5 people off the... Oh, they got full... Oh, no, they're just tacking. They're just early off the rail and tacking. So there we go. Psyche also tack.
He hasn't gone all the way.
Jib cut. Olivia's pulling like there's no tomorrow. Stan's grinding like there's no tomorrow. Tom's going, hey, what do you reckon of that one? At least he's listened.
I think just a little bit late getting to the handle there.
Just a little bit. Look, Prince Hal winding her up here. Prince Hal pretty much laying there. Still not quite at 100% yet, but they're definitely rumbling. I mean, Playboy though, you can't take it away from them, can you?
More pressure out here on this left-hand side, isn't it? Playboy's just
certainly
managed to get their nose out in front, stay nice and clean, and well, it's just you just stretch from there, don't you?
Oh, exactly. Look, I think it's a rich get richer kind of course tonight. They can sail where they want to go. No one's bouncing them around tonight. Unlike the boat in our shot at the moment, unfortunately for them. It's been a hard night for Prince Hal. Looks like they've slowly got themselves sorted, but look, that's not the normal Prince Hal we're used to seeing. We got a port starboard here with Pahi and Psyche. I think Psyche just crossing ahead unless the magic righty comes. It's looking pretty close. I can hear screaming. Pretty tight cross there by Psyche on the Pahi. And look, this is the we're just on the last beat of the 3rd race of the night, quite possibly the last race of the night and the last race of the year for the Stewart 34's Championship Series. The Playboy has been punched out ahead all night. Nobody can touch them. Prince Hal had a tough start today, but they've slowly got their act together. Psyche have been in it when they want to be, but a lot of the time they've been like the kid that fell out the tree. And look, Partetti have come out of nowhere in this last race, and they are currently up in the fleet, and they're currently launched. So look, it's been an exciting one. But this is probably going to be the last top mark rounding of the night. There we go, a bit of keel out the water action for you there, Chris.
They're really tipping it over, aren't they?
Somebody's been cleaning his bottom. But look, definitely lacking some weight on the rail tonight, the Psyche is. The rudder out the water, trailing edge of the keel out the water. Olivia still swings it down though. Tom Saunders looks confused. But right now, this left-hand side is paid pretty bloody well. Safe to say Olivia could teach a few people some lessons on how to hike a boat down.
And back to the inverted main. Tell you what, Prince Hal's had a set of wheels on this upwind leg, haven't they?
They have. They've had their shift on, that's for sure. And Yo, look, they're looking pretty solid. Bartelli have gone for the tack here.
I think that's just what you get when you go all the way.
Exactly. We're talking about commitment and not doing a half-assed job of it, Chris, and they definitely didn't do a half-assed job of it. And that's what you get for it. Do the mahi, get the treats, as you lot say down here in New Zealand. But look at that, Playboy easily leading by a spreader leg here. Pilks will be a happy man tonight. No one's been messing on his ground tonight. He's been owning it. Prince Hal coming in second. Followed behind by the other blue boat, Partetti.
I'll tell you what, Terry's had an absolute blinder of a race, haven't they? They're right up there. They were second at the top mark. Fortunately, they let one slip on that beat there, but...
Mate, I think they're definitely, I'd say MVP of the fleet on that race, to be honest, for me.
Certainly most improved.
For sure. They've had a tough series this year. Good to see them getting their act together for the last race of the year. Prince Hal are there, bared away. They've borne away. Bared away, that doesn't mean anything. Pole's coming out. Hopefully they don't sneak the brace too early like everybody else. Psyche coming in 4th place. Well, and Pahi going to be...
surely not.
Oh, I was going to say.
He looked like he thought about it.
They were tempting, weren't they? They were tempting fate there. There we go. Pahi going to be handbrake turning around the windward mark there. Here we go. Helms down. Pole's gone on Psyche here. I mean, look at the lead on Playboy right now, Chris. That is something else.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Certainly. There you go. Prince Hal have gone. Oh, that's it. Prince Hal have gone for the windward hoist. So they've gone a pole on windward hoist. Something I've not seen before. I mean, right now it looks all right. They've done it. Wasn't the worst. Wasn't the best. The jib's coming down. If they could trim it on, they'd be going all right. Another one, same with Parteri. They tried their windward hoist with a pole on, but go up with a twist.
Oh.
I think Psyche are just trying to sheet it on a little bit too early in those hoists. Been short of the rig all day.
And jibs in the
water.
water.
In the water again. Pahi, you've got something else going on here. They've gone for the old ease the jib before the kite goes up, and also
kite goes up.
The kite's halfway up and the jib's halfway down.
That's going to wine glass.
You do the maths, but I don't think that's right.
Well, I think usually the routine is kite goes up, jib comes down, jib goes up, kite goes down. But
maybe there's a fight on board for who wants to be the pit man, and there's two of them doing the same thing, and one of them's letting the jib off and one of them's putting the kite up, and no one knows which one to do first.
Well, you definitely don't want to be doing them both at the same time, do you?
Not at all. And look at that, with a big old mess up like that, passion is straight up and rumbling down the inside. Look at the pace on them. Off like a prom dress.
Marginal.
This is dinner time viewing in New Zealand.
So there we go, viewers. Pahi still not quite got their kite sorted. It's going to have to be a drop and rehoist, Chris, because that ain't pretty.
Usually you just want to pull down on the leech, but they seem to think that going up the luff was going to work. I think it's going to go from bad to worse for them from here. Though.
Look, whatever they're doing, it ain't right. And time will tell, but there's a potential for the old wrap around the forestay as well there. Looks like Psyche are rerunning a spinnaker sheet there. Playboy up ahead. Playboy have jibed in for the finish already. They're on the late of the finish. No one's getting them.
Perfect score for the Playboy tonight.
Perfect score.
3 bullets.
Picket fence. There we go. Prince Hal have gone the jibe. Nice little flick of the main there. Parteri going for it as well. There we go. Parteri's jibing there. Boom's over. Psyche's trying to jibe with a flapping kite. That's going to end in... oh, no. I'll give it back to them. They did all right. Get that pole back on and they are off.
Getting a bit of a rock on there, aren't they, the Psyche?
They are, that's the thing. As soon as it gets windy, you get lower in the water and you just rock even more.
Rock and roll.
And I think you'll see that. You've got a Chinese jibe there. Oh, have we got it? Princess look like they're rock and rolling.
Kite sheet is round the boom on Princess.
They have got a bit on. In other news, Pahi still do not have a spinnaker up.
Or a jib.
Or a jib. I guess, you know, they're going for the old low drag scenario in the breeze potentially. But I'm not sure if they realise, but I think they need that spinnaker in these sort of boats. And there we go. Prince Hal taking home seconds. Pa Terry coming home in third, a very well deserved third that is. And Psyche bringing up behind them in fourth.
Still most improved there for Terry, I say. That's a good race from the boys.
And Pahi still do not have a spinnaker up. In other news, Passion have rumbled down here, led the job on Princess straight round the inside.
Interesting one there on the race committee boat. You've got the come within hail flag, which means the race committee's got some sort of message. So I wonder if they're planning a fourth race here.
Well, I think there's a potential for a fourth race. It doesn't look like Playboy's sailing in. They've rounded back up to wait to see what's going on.
It's pretty dark.
It's getting dark. It looks like it's about to get wet again. The non-spinnaker division are still on their final beat, so we've got a bit of time here before they can get a fourth race underway. There we go, Princess through the line. So look, if you're wanting to get a bit of this personally and getting in on the Stewart 34 class, get in touch with the Live Sail Die group. Get in touch with the Stewart 34's Owners Association. There's always boats that need crew, and you'll most certainly be able to get a ride, because this is a great fleet to be in with. There's great racing, as you can see, every 2 Monday nights here.
Every second Monday.
Every 2 Monday nights. Every second Monday. Yeah. And but look, if you want to get involved, get in touch with Live Sail Die, or get in touch with the Stewart 34 Owners page on Facebook or whatever else they are on. And I'm sure we'll be able to find you a boat to sail on. And but look, it looks like everybody is waiting for a fourth race here, so we could be on here.
Shall we go up to the start boat and find out what they're doing?
We should. So we're just going to head over to the start boat and see what their intentions are. I think Sue Ellen doesn't want to get her feet any wetter than they already are. But look, my shorts are already wet, so I'm happy to stay out here and watch some cracking racing.
Mine are getting wet.
Yeah. Waves over the bow. This is serious, mate. This is Southern Ocean stuff.
Don't know about that.
I guess everybody else wants to do a fourth race because no one's going home.
Chapo says happy birthday, Steele.
Thanks, Chapo.
What a guy.
What's the intentions here, guys? Are we planning a fourth race, or?
There we go.
Perfect.
The word is out.
There we go.
The word is out. Bill Faulkner's hiding there inside. He made the right night not to be sailing. He's nice and dry.
So just when you think the night can't get any better, there's a fourth race. You beauty.
There we go. We got the non-spinnakers coming down here. I'm not going to lie, they don't look any slower than the spinnaker division in this sort of breeze, Chris.
Well, we saw one of the spinnaker divisions decide to sail most of that run without one, so...
Yeah. Bit off a little more than they could chew in that downwind, unfortunately. But look, hopefully they're back out and fighting in this next one. There we go. Playboy coming back up to the start line now. Prince Howard ready to go. This should be a fruity one. Breeze is in.
Camerawoman complaining about the joints and muscles a little bit. It's hard work, eh? Hard work.
No, it's all part of it though, eh? Just doing a great job of it. Just got to have a steady hand on these rocking boats. Thanks to the legend in between us here of Finn. What is it you called him? Fantastic.
Something like that. Yeah.
We got
Well,
Prince,
we've got one
Prince
coming
Hal
right at
coming
us.
to
There
have a
it
look.
is.
Every time you compliment Finn, he makes one of us fall over. Maybe we need to stop complimenting him. Look,
Looks like Prince Hal just come over here to check out what the...
they want to know what's going on. I
notices,
think
but-
it's obvious what's going on, but, you know, look.
We had to ask.
Yeah. They look like they're getting ready for it, though.
There'll definitely be some action there if the race committee decide to go into sequence for the Spinnaker division whilst the non-Spinnaker division's still going.
There certainly will be. But look, the first finishers of the non-Spinnaker division coming down now. Only a couple more lengths away from the finish line. The breeze is definitely up now, and the black clouds are rolling in pretty quickly here. So who knows? It could get even windier, and it could get even wetter out here tonight. We got the Passion there. No thumbs up from the Passion. They're not happy. Tough night for them tonight. There we have it. That was the 5-minute gun for race 4 of the night. Race 10 of the series. 10?
Your maths is good.
Is it? It's 10, isn't it? Yeah. Race 10 of the series. Who's your money on this time, Chris?
Well, it's hard to go past Playboy after 3 wins in the first 3 races tonight.
Yeah.
I think they're just clean, you know. They know the left-hand side's favoured. They seem to get off the line consistently well, and they don't make a lot of mistakes. So
They've certainly not been letting the breeze phase them tonight.
you'd put money on them to go 4 straight, but
Who knows?
who knows? Dare I say it?
There we go.
Psyche, Passion, they'll all be trying to have a crack. Prince Hal,
They will. Pahi are up there until it all went wrong.
Terry even had a good one, 3rd in that one. So they're looking to move up as well.
Well, look, it can only go up. So there we go. That is the 4 minutes for race 4 of the night. We're doing a 4th race tonight. The breeze is up. I guess why not? It's still light. Making the most of it for the before Christmas break. We're squeezing as much sailing in as we possibly can.
I have a parrot in the room.
We got Prince Hal there. Prince Hal got their jib up ready. Passion look like they're looking at the rig. Looks like they're still packing up from the last one. So they're going to have quite a little bit on to get themselves ready for this. Same with Psyche. They're still working away at their boat work. Shout out to my dad. Back in Blighty. What have we got? We got Playboy ready to go. Playboy bearing away there. Launched away there. Around the back of Psyche.
The non-Spinnaker, we've got an inverted jib here.
There we go. Poling out Spinnakers upwind.
The old crash
We
shot
thought
through
we
the finish
saw it
line.
all. Looks like they're in pretty solid. Last boat of the non-Spinnakers coming down here. I think that's precedent. And then look.
30 here.
Here we go. Princess still tidying up. There's going to be a few boats that have been caught off guard here with this 4th race by the looks of things. Looks like Princess had all their Spinnaker sheets off and packed away for that one, and they're just rigging it all up now. It's going to be an interesting one. Stay with us.
Still here.
Prince Hal coming back on port now. They're going to be looking for their lane. Passion coming back down now. They look like they're sorted out. A little bit of knitting in the water, but not the end of the world. They'll be on the line. Hello.
We have just under 2 minutes to go here, Brad. 1 minute 50 to be exact. And the breeze feels like it might be just starting to back off a little bit.
It's steadied off a bit now, isn't it? It came through pretty hard. It looks pretty consistent up the track now.
Still got a solid 12 to maybe 15 at times.
I think it'll still be a pretty interesting race course tonight.
It's getting dark though, isn't it?
It is. It could be nav lights on back to the dock here.
Well, I've seen boats out here with the nav lights on while they're racing, so you can be sure of that.
So Pahi's jib's going up there. They're a little late on the jib up. Everybody else is sort of starting to look at their lane into the start here, and Pahi are pulling their jib up. So, you know, look, the preparation there's not really gone their way. There we go. 1 minute.
1 minute to go. 1 minute to go.
Psyche are looking for their lane. Playboy liking hanging around in that top right hand side of the start box there, eh?
Tell you what, they're leaving it late, aren't they?
They are, and you know, look, all Psyche needs to do now is bow down and get rolling, and Playboy are going to be pinned out.
I don't think Playboy's going to get away here.
It's going to be a close one. It looks like they're going. Are they?
Psyche, 30 seconds to go. They need to be getting going here.
Psyche are getting.
I don't know why
rumbling.
they're not sailing straight towards the line.
You're pretty much racing there.
Seconds.
Prince Halilate, Parteri again.
Most definitely racing.
Parteri, I think, are probably the closest boat to the line. Maybe they're trying to better their result on that last race.
10 seconds to go.
Psyche and Playboy are late. Prince Hal are late.
Here we go. Psyche's going to shut Playboy out.
There we go. Look,
it's all on here.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think Playboy are in there.
He's going to shut them out.
The gunner's
Oh,
gone.
dear.
The gunner's gone. Beck's
Oh,
is down
dear.
the bow. Are we going to hit the committee boat here? That was close. That was close.
That's a...
Psyche calling windward boat. Were they head to wind?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was pretty bloody close. There's some shouting.
I think Playboy's in the wrong there.
It was a close one. Here we go. Playboy attacked out. Psyche are punched out now. Here we go. Playboy doing turns. They know they're in the wrong there. Well, this is the race for Psyche then, Chris. Your money could be on here. Playboy got some work on.
They just need to be able to try and hold this fleet out to the left-hand side and pick their time to come back. It looks like they've got plenty of pressure right now.
They do, you know, look, they've got a lot of work on. They've been struggling upwind tonight, not a lot of weight on the rail, but they've got a lovely bit of gap between them and the next leeward boats. Playboy have done turns and currently on port. We're getting soaked.
So Prince Hal tax, they're going to have to cross behind Psyche, who might even lee bow them.
Are they going to slam them? I mean, look, Prince Hal led the tack there. Pahi on. Few technical issues here. It's just got wavy here. Prince Hal are on port. They're crossing behind Psyche. Probably about a bow length lead to Psyche there on them. Playboy are leading out to the right hand side. A few technical issues here, unfortunately, in the last race of the series. The committee are really testing the camera equipment tonight, that's for sure.
So this time Psyche's going all the way to that left hand side.
Hopefully they have learnt the lesson of Playboy. Commitment is key. Just like any solid relationship, Chris. So Psyche have tacked on support. They've slammed Princess. Oh no, sorry, they have slammed Parteri. So Parteri have been going well. Parteri are going for the roll over the top of the Psyche at the moment. Not the nicest tack from them. They've been really struggling with their tacks. And really struggling with committing to that left-hand side. But look, Passion are going for it here. Passion are currently high and fast on port. Prince Hal are in their own lane to themselves out here in the middle. And Playboy are committing hard to that right-hand side at the moment. And maybe they're hoping for the Hail Mary that everybody else has been getting when they go for it.
Keep talking, we just had a smash out, so...
We've just had a few issues here with the camera equipment. We'll try and paint the picture for you back home. But once again, Parteri are up with the fleet, Chris. They've been looking strong in these last two races.
They've just been improving constantly, haven't they?
They have.
Fresh up a third in the last one. They've got some confidence.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have to cut this and start again. Sorry.
If you're watching the feed, just bear with us. We're going to cut this video and come back because we're having some technical issues. So stand by and stay on Live Sail Die and get ready to come back here for the racing in a second. Okay, we are back.
Sorry for that little mishap. Unfortunately, the ribber in tonight's got a bimini, and unfortunately we went over a pretty big wave and just took out the camera on the bimini. But we're back. Welcome back again to the live feed. We're currently on the first beat of the last race of the night, the 10th and final race of the year, the Stewart 34 Championship Series, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. We're currently just heading back up the course here. Parterre have been having a brilliant race again so far. You've got Psyche just down to lure of them. It looks like Prince Haller punched out. They've crossed everyone on starboard, so Prince Haller are going to be leading around the windward mark of the last race of the night. So they have finally got their act together. Brilliant to see. Unfortunately, Playboy infringed Psyche on the start line, for those of you that are just joining us, and currently just crossed over, I think that's Pahi, no, Princess. They have just crossed Princess. Prism tacking in front of them. Playboy have got their work cut out of them tonight if they want to make it 4 in a row of wins. But right now, it is Prince Hal which is punched. And Prince Hal have gone for the sneak there. Halfway across the leg. It's going to be a close hoist here for the 2nd to 5th place boats. You've got Parterre having another blinder here. They're currently in 2nd place once again. Passion behind them in 3rd, just up on their hip. Psyche are going to have a nice hoist here. They've got one boat, I think they've got Pahi to windward of them. Passion up forward and to windward. They're going to have a nice hoist to keep any clean air. There we go. Oh no, Prince Hal have got a hole in their spinnaker.
Oh dear.
Is this it? Is the 17-year-old spinnaker finally done?
This foot could go here. It's getting worse.
It's getting bigger.
This could be about to explode.
I mean, look at that. They are launched. They are absolutely launched downward. There we go. They're broaching out.
Oh,
this is
here we
all
go.
on.
The chute's
all
gonna
on
go
for
here.
Prince Hal. They have got so much on. They don't even know what's going on themselves. The spinnaker's flapping. Psyche have hoisted with another twist. Passion have broached out.
Oh, here we go.
Beautiful.
It's getting
Passion
fruity.
trying to go back upwind. Parterre with a half hoist of the hydraulic spinnaker. Pahi with a half hoist of their spinnaker. Psyche spinnaker's almost to the top but stuck on something. This is all on. But right now Prince Hal are beasting the fleet. Prism going for the hoist behind now. This is still anybody's right now. Here we go. Pahi locked in.
And
Pilks
Playboy's on the charge as well.
Playboy, probably the tidiest hoist of that rounding. They're on the charge. The jib's coming down. The kite is trimmed perfectly. They are not letting these guys get away from them just yet. Playboy are going to start playing with Prism here. Playboy have just got to sail fast. They know they're quicker than Prism right now. We don't want them to start tussling. They'll give it away. But right now, these boats are rolling around. I mean, look at the roll on Prince Hal right now.
And we've got to keep an eye on Prince Hal as well, because that hole is pretty big. That's here in the chute.
It could get worse. There's potential for a spinnaker change up this next beat. Pahi got a few guys tidying on the bow. I think they've maybe got something wrong with the sheet or something like that.
Parterre's got a bit on over there.
Parterre going from 2nd to 4th with a click of the fingers. So those of you that are just joining back in, we're here on the last night of the Stewart 34 Owners Championships, hosted by the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. So Ellen's shaking her head because I've said it wrong again. But look, it's been a great night here. The breeze has picked up. We're up in the west side of the harbour.
And Parterre's just thought, we don't need the kite, let's just pull it down.
Fair enough for them. It looked like they had a bit on there, unfortunately. Let's hope they get things sorted and get back into this race, because they've been sailing bloody well these last 2 races. It'd be a shame to see them out of it. But look, Passion have led the jibe there on them. Passion coming back across on port. Psyche trying to rumble around the outside of Pahi. Prince Hal, I think, have done the right thing. They've gone for the early jib up, the early drop. They're going to have a nice tidy leeward mark rounding, and they're going to be sailing away from this one.
Tell you what, it's getting dark pretty quickly out here, Brad.
It is. Princess going for the no spinnaker option.
And the nav lights.
And the nav lights. They'll lock it in for a late night, I guess. Playboy have jibed. They're rolling over Prism.
I tell you what, after all that early drop chat from Prince Hal, they still didn't have the cleanest rounding.
What is... That's not good, eh?
You watch here, there's going to be some action between Pahi and Psyche here.
This is all on. Psyche have got Mark Room on Pahi, assuming they're going for the right-hand turn. There we go. They're starting to get ready for the kite down now. Let's not drop it over the bow here, fellas.
You're going to have to get that chute down quickly here.
Let's get it down. There we go. It's not over the bow. Pahi are going to have quite a lot on here. They still have a spinnaker in the air.
Pahi and their polar.
They're less than a boat length off the mark. They've committed to the left-hand turn now. Psyche with a man overboard. Psyche have lost their bowman off the side. Psyche's bowman is holding on to the side of their boat. A tough leeward mark rounding for them there. There he is. That's Ethan. Committing too hard to his drop. The poor guy, man overboard. The jib's not on, the main's not on. The backstay's coming on. Oh, hell is breaking loose here for the Psyche. But he's back on, their bowman is back on. He's taking a breather, fair enough. He didn't bring a scuba diving gear tonight. The bloody trimmer's shouting at us for some reason.
I'll tell you what, we've seen it all tonight, haven't we?
We've seen, and I mean, behind us you got Prism trying to go upwind with a spinnaker up. I mean, look, the breeze has really taken to some teams here tonight. But one team it's not taking to is Prince Hal right now. It looks like those who lead with a mile. And Playboy are back in the race though. Playboy are heading out to the right hand side. Still got a bit of a spinnaker up and a couple of people off the side, but they're going the right way.
They just got to try and keep it clean, don't they?
Exactly.
Use their boat speed.
Mate, it's anybody's right now. If they sail clean, keep their noses clear, they'll come alright and still get some nice points on the leaderboard. But right now, I mean, look, Prince Hallard smoked it. Here we go. Psyche have tacked out. Not far off the port lane line if they can trim it on and wind her up. Olivia grinding the jib like there's no tomorrow. Good news is their bowman seems alright. He's back up on the bow and tidying up the mess.
Straight back into it, isn't he?
What a hero, eh? He's going to have to go home and change his party shirt for tonight though, because that looks pretty wet. There is also a protest flag flying on Psyche's backstay.
That's from the start. I'm assuming that is Playboy.
I'm assuming that is from Playboy. Playboy, as we know, have already done their turns, so that one will not be put through. And look, it looks like Parteri unfortunately have called it for the night. They've had enough. They're heading back to the bar to put some dry clothes on. Prism, they look like they've got something going on there. They've got a jib half in the air and flapping while trying to go back upwind. Hopefully they're still in the race, but right now it's not looking promising for them. And there we go. The breeze is really up now. The breeze is pumping through this harbour, Chris. It looked like Paul Groom, the owner of Psyche, swinging on the rail, was pretty happy. I think he found it funny that his son fell in the piss, but hey, good on him. There's the commitment. Playboy and Passion are heading pretty hard out to the right hand side. And there we go, it looks like Pahi have called it for the night as well. Race 4 just wasn't for them. They are dropping off this race course like flies from Sue Ellen. Poor old Sue Ellen's getting beaten up like there's no tomorrow here. But look, we're enjoying it. We're nearly done. And everybody be heading back to the squadron for a nice cold beer. For a solid debrief. So there we go, yeah, Pahi are out. Prism are back in though, Chris. Prism are back in the race. Stay with us. Am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on. There we go, Passion have punched out pretty well there.
Prince Hal's just off to the races, aren't they?
Right, they are in a league of their own in this race. And look, we spoke about Playboy earlier. We can't knock them. Look, they are back in this race. They're not using this race as a discard, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think if they can come back out of that right hand side with a bit of a right-hand shift, they might be pretty close to Psyche here.
Yeah, look, I mean, right now I think they're going to be crossing Psyche just about. They're at least going to have starboard advantage on that ley line, which is pretty important right now. Psyche just got to keep swinging down and keep working hard. You know, look, Playboy haven't got many people on the rail either.
Passion goes for the tack.
Passion in second. I mean, look at that though. We thought Playboy's
short of lay here, I think.
Yeah, I think you could be right there. Well, we thought Playboy's lead in that last race was big, but Prince Hal, I think, are taking home the lead on this one for the how far ahead of the fleet you can be.
I think Psyche's going to be second here at the top.
No, you're right.
It's going to be tight with Passion.
Yeah, last little lefty came out of that, didn't it? Yeah, we'll watch them. Oh, so here we go. It looks like Prince Hal have plugged in another spinnaker, so they've played it safe. They've probably gone for the smaller spinnaker. There's a little less shoulders on it. Probably not a bad idea, if I'm honest. Although it has dropped off a little bit now.
Again, going with a really early sneak, aren't they?
Love their early sneaks in the Stewart 34, that's for sure.
They got to hold on to that because the chute could come out here if that tack gets any more breeze in it.
Most certainly. You know, look, the trimmer's not helping out. They need to get that brace tight. That's just going to be flopping around and come up with a twist if they don't get it sorted anytime soon. But here you go. The bow is almost on the mark. The bow's coming down here. Here we go. Call for a hoist.
Oh, this could go over the bow.
There we go. A little shy on the halyard again, but look, they've got time. They've got a nice easy lead. That was an easy lead on them.
Cruising. They probably don't even need a chute, to be honest, on this last one.
They're happy as Larry, aren't they? They are straight back to the bar there. The skipper's getting thirsty. Big waves on us here. We're all wet. We're all cold. Oh, here we go. Here's a lovely surprise for the viewers at home. The bowman of Psyche has got his top off for you. They clearly didn't bring a spare for Danny Doolins tonight. Again, another early sneak. At least the brace is back though. Let's get that bow down before we hoist though. We do not want to be hoisting early tonight, that's for sure. Here we go, bows down. Oh, we're going to run over a spinnaker here. It looks like they're running over it. Are they going to save it? Let's get that spinnaker up. Passion going for a nice late hoist there. Not the worst idea. There we go, Passion spinnaker is up.
And Playboy's right back in this. They're going to try and...
Mate, look, if I were Playboy, I'd be happy taking home fourth, but right now, Pilks looks like he's ready to rumble and he wants to shake and bake with these other two boats.
Third's definitely on the cards here for Pilks, isn't it?
It certainly is. Look, we've seen his boat handling all night. They've been on fire all night. This is the one race that they've not led the whole way round. And here's a real test on this team. Can they do this under pressure?
So, Passion and Psyche are going to get into it. Playboy's going to try and sit on the breeze of Psyche and see if they can close this gap into
straight down the middle for Playboy, right? Ready to pounce. Look at that. The kite's trimmed, the main's out. Oakley Marsh there, he's pretty small but he's still holding the boom out. Now look, these guys have done a solid job tonight. It'd be good to see them come away with a top three at least. Looks like up ahead on Psyche that they've lost their spinnaker sheet. They are only on a brace right now. Once again though, Tim Snedden saved the day. Tim Snedden has saved the day once again. If we get up close here, the bowman on Psyche is topless. There you go, dinner time TV, and there's naked bodies on the show.
Sun's out, guns out.
That is that's something we haven't seen out here yet. Tonight really has thrown everything at it, hasn't it?
Just when you think you've seen it all.
Exactly. So that's it, look. He's still catching a breath from his swim, the poor guy.
Now, Playboy's really closing this gap here.
They are. You know, look, Passion and Psyche are going to start getting nervous here.
Psyche's going to drag Passion out to this ley line, and then I think Playboy's going to try and jibe on their breeze.
Well, there you go, Playboy lead the jibe. Here we go then.
And Playboy is trucking here.
Let's get that kite trimmed. Playboy are on here.
Tell you what, we could see more action here.
This could be all on here. This is all on for second place. 3 boats are in it. Prince Hal have taken home the win. There's no catching those boys. but Playboy have come out of nowhere and they are just smoking it downwind right now.
So Playboy's going to soak low here and try and get on the breeze of Psyche. Psyche's going to end up affecting the breeze of Passion. It's going to get tight at the finish.
And this is close. Look, Playboy just need to keep it rumbling here. Look, Psyche a breeze ahead, if they can keep breeze ahead, they're on lay.
I think they might struggle to stay breeze ahead actually.
I think they will.
Playboy's on their breeze now.
It's the long jibe. I'd say Playboy are laying as well, so it's just a drag race right now. But out of nowhere, Psyche have just punched forwards on Passion. Passion are going from hero to zero.
Passion's going to be coming in with a good head of steam at the finish though.
They will. I mean, look, if I was Psyche going around that bottom mark just then, I would not be fighting for second place right now. With a man in the water, spinnaker half down and a jib half up, they've done a solid job to get back into this race.
They did a pretty good job to get him back on board so quickly because they didn't lose too much.
No, for sure. There was no slowing them down.
I think Passion's going to steal this here.
It's going to be close, that's for sure.
Passion is coming in with speed at the committee boat.
They are rumbling. And I just think Playboy have left it too late to get into that top three, Chris.
Passion is going to go for the soak at the end, and I think they're going to get second.
Fair enough. Well played from Passion. A solid last race there. So Passion bring home second, Psyche bring home third, and Playboy bringing up the rear in fourth. I mean, look, fair play to them. They were doing turns off the start line, and they're back in the fleet fighting for second. Solid effort from the Playboy guys tonight. A 1-1-4, 1-1-1-4 on the scorecard. Not too bad. You'll take that home with you. Prince out, first to the bar.
By a long way.
By a long way. And who have we got coming down here? So we've got Princess coming down in... is that fifth? 1, 2. Yep. Yeah, in fifth. We got fifth place coming down to Princess. Got the spinnaker up, got the nav lights on. Pahi coming down in sixth at the moment, but Prism are rumbling down behind them in seventh. And unfortunately, we lost. What did we lose?
We lost Pateri.
We lost Pateri.
Yeah.
Pahi got back into it. They'd borne away and dropped the jib at one point on that beat, so they're back in this. Minimise the damage, get themselves home. No spinnaker for those guys on this one. There we go.
Still doing 6 knots.
Still going 6 knots. There we go. Princess stoked to be alive. Solid work from the Princess guys tonight. That last race just wasn't for them, unfortunately, but they've been sailing well. They were in the mix in the first 3 races. I mean, solid effort from the race committee at the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron to fire away 4 races tonight. And it's still just about light as well. Sue Ellen's tired.
I think we're done.
I think that almost wraps us up, doesn't it?
Alright, well I just want to say a massive thanks to our commentators here, Bradley McLaughlin all the way from England, and Chris Steele. Massive thanks as well to Finn, fantastic back there, and that was a tough night actually. Sorry about having to cut that feed, but we had a wee oopsie and things broke. We managed to get the gaffer out and sort it all out. Hey, just a massive thanks as well to the Stewart 34 Owners Association for having us live stream their racing on a Monday night. It's an absolute pleasure. This is very intrusive, isn't it? It's just so great to be able to bring you guys all of this coverage. We also hope that everyone is enjoying the videos as well that we're putting out for the America's Cup by Cameron Dunn, Chris Steele commentating. We're going to bring a few more in as well. So intimidating. And massive thanks to the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron for letting us use a rib tonight, because ours is off getting an anti-foul ready for Christmas cruising. Alright everybody, thanks heaps. Well done guys, you did good.
Thanks for watching.
Tell them I sent you.
Yeah.
Alright, that's us signing off. Merry Christmas to everybody as well, for those that only watch Stewart 34 Racing, because there's like a bit of a dedicated audience for this stuff. And
that's the other thing on TV at night, isn't it?
okay, that's us, Liv Saldai, signing out for the Stewart 34 Owners Association. Chris Steele, Bradley McLaughlin, Fantastic, and myself, Sue Ellen from Liv Saldai. See you guys next time.
Thanks, mate.
You said